Testing, 1 2 1 2. Can the people hear me? Put up a 1 if you can. Testing, 1 2 1 2. Yeah, I think it's coming through still. 1 if you can. Testing. All right, let's how we gonna start this? Let's start this. I know, be one of the classics. One of the speakers calling the classic goals. Welcome everyone that's in there already. Just warming up. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with this. Content over everything, Batman thing. Check this now.
They call me Kemet, they call me Rasta. None of them can't call man Kappa. We had the one God concept when they didn't want to know about Allah. One God, one love, one order. Before anyone took the Shahada. So if man try to call me a Kala, tell them that I'm proud of my Kala. Man pray like our Father, who are in heaven with our mother. So I'm a child of God, no imposter. And I bow to no slave master. One God like Bilal. Please I count, that's more than halal. Who's fasting and praying in Kush, them times there, man, I'd porking them out. Could've talked to me, them can't talk to me now about civilized me, you fooling around. Do you know what you're talking about? They don't know what they're talking. Hey, Rasta man don't bow to their idols, that's why Babylon's falling down. I had, you can call me Bilal. Taweed, you can call me Bilal. That's where it there came from Nagashi. Same bloodline as Haile Selassie. Rather hail up my ancestors than bow and worship a next man's family. I only rate my Akis that won't let a racist call them blackie. Can't call your brother a monkey, how we rep every African country. When you're talking about our motherland, better know that's a holy place. Africa, that's the first land where all Muslims were saved. A black man showed them to weed and a black man called them to pray. To tell them show you respect anytime that they see a black face. When you're talking about our motherland, better know that's a holy place. Africa, that's the first land where all Muslims were saved. A black man showed them to weed and a black man called them to pray. Tell them show you respect anytime that they see a black face. One God, one aim, one destiny. Better know that was Marcus Garvey. Give thanks to the creator. Why you think we said Tendai Mari? That was down in Zimbabwe. To Bilal's descendants in Mali, Gambia or Somali. We knew one God. Wallahi Salahi Talah. Kwame Nkrumah Mugabe. When they thought that they killed off Malcolm, that's what started the Black Panther Party. Muhammad Ali, real generali. Tupac said kill Illuminati. We are the heart of the army. One God, one King Rastafari. The prophet said no one's better accepting piety. And they showed you in Acts and we had kings that were ruling righteousness. We had one God while enough of them worshipped idols idly. They didn't want to school us like we didn't teach them, and blood, that's the irony. The prophet said no one's better accepting piety. And they showed you in Acts and we had kings that were ruling righteousness. We had one God while enough of them worshipped idols idly. Then they want to school us like we didn't teach them, and blood, that's the irony. To my real Muslims, alhamdulillah, I rate you. For your heart sincere and true, inshallah you stay faithful. Christian, Muslim, Jew, I don't judge by labels. Some men are following demons, some men are guided by angels. To my real Muslims, alhamdulillah, I rate you. For your heart sincere and true, inshallah you stay faithful. Christian, Muslim, Jew, I don't judge by labels. Some men are following demons, some men are guided by angels. Most merciful, Allahu Akbar. Man, I push hate and war. My Lord, wagwan. If it ain't peace and love, I don't rate the jihad. If it ain't self-defense, then brother, it's not Islam. Follow your heart when you read the Quran. You see an unjust war is surely haram. But I see enough man won't follow shaitan. How can man be hungry for beef when they're meant to be fasting for Ramadan? Follow your heart when you read the Quran. You see an unjust war is surely haram. But I see enough man won't follow shaitan. How can man be hungry for beef when they're meant to be fasting for Ramadan?
Yaga, big up my people, them in the place. I'm not on the chat right now. I'm just on my screen, innit? Cause I don't want to get distracted. So everyone that's in the place, big up. You get me? You can put your ones up if you're in the building. But for me, I don't know how many people's in here. I don't know who's in here. I'm just gonna talk the truth from my heart in this video. Do you get me? Gang was a magnificent thing, man. It was amazing. You get me? And I feel like its story has never been told. And I feel like sometimes in order to save face of the community, because under them times they was under a lot of scrutiny. Do you know what I'm saying? Man might not talk. You get me? You know, like they say, every lion don't turn when every dog barks. So like I've had so much things said over the last 3-4 years, and it's none of it's correct. But I'm not gonna just like, if people are obsessed about man and everything I do, they need to review and talk about man. Like I can't get distracted from the mission because gang was about a mission. It wasn't just a gang. It was about guiding a new generation. Do you know what I'm saying? It was about protecting the community. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I called everyone together for. Do you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I started off with this tune because we're only going from the beginning of Gang, yeah, and we're going from the story of the beginning of Gang, yeah, and that starts at BFBP, yeah. If you know, you know, yeah. BFBP. We rode up to Nottingham, entourage, 5 cars. You know what I'm saying? This is way before Gang. You know what I'm saying? Like Booney and Gully was there. You know what I'm saying? And these are real brothers who have had real conflict in the streets. You get me? Met at my brother's Rollies yard and said, you know what? You get me? Put the thing to one side. Do you know what I'm saying? And they moved together for the community. So I was seeing the thing in real life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's not an internet story. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not a viral moment, but it's a real life thing. You get me? When we said gangs unite, like the man that was already united, Todd's, Nay, like man then rolled up, like I said, 5 whips to Nottingham. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the mission of the brothers was to create something that could protect the people. You get me? And protect everyone in the community. When we said BFBP, we weren't saying, the youth them for punch up their elders and rob their elders and we're not going to do nothing. Now, we were saying, yo, we need to protect our elders. You know what I'm saying? Especially when our elders ain't out there, you know, slandering people and lying and defaming people. When our elders are just trying their best to represent for our generation, we need to be their voice. Do you know what I'm saying? And if police try to come to our elder and take away his microphone, we're going to say, bun that Babylon. You get me? So if we do that, whether it's Raspek, whether it's Leo COE, whether it's Booney, don't matter who does it. Because this video is not about who done what. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's mainly about accountability for me, choices that I made, decisions that I made. Because I can look outside myself, but then how do I solve the issues? Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're just warming up still. Like, I really feel like, you know, like Malcolm before he spoke of the Nation of Islam. That's how I'm feeling right now, you get me? Cause this story is so real and people ain't even gonna believe it. Cause everyone else watching it, like, no, cause man never spoke. But there's so much injustice, you get me, that was going on. And it's like, the other element that I'm gonna touch on as well is, see when man said gang, man said guiding a new generation. That means we're not gonna come around each other and get frustrated and try to put our hands on each other. And you get me? Oh, you want to walk down the road and these dumb things that man, you get me, man, start offering man out. And yeah, when I see man, I'm gonna blood. Like man's literally trying to show the youths to move different from that. How does them man get in a situation where a man's passing his place? You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who you are. Could be the biggest guy, could be the smallest guy. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I want to first just remember the good stuff about gang. You get me? But before that, I want to just quickly touch on something called COINTELPRO, yeah? Now, I'm not accusing anyone of anything, yeah? But COINTELPRO was something that the government would employ black people to join black activists and organizations with the intention to discredit and neutralize the organization. Do you get what I'm saying? Now the vision of G.A.N.G, like the first time when I can remember the vision of G.A.N.G was when Seti came over from America, and I'm with King's Peace Treaty Israel. I'm with Big Sus Black Child Promotions. Them man, I've been out there for 20 years. Who else was there, man? Leon Negus, you get me? And we're talking about the youth them and the postcode thing. And I'm saying, yo, I'm looking around, I'm seeing some strong brothers, you get me? And I'm saying, yo, if 50 of us, man, rode on any estate, the man them have to take it seriously, bro. Like, and the youngers have something different to look up to. That was the first time, yeah, when man saw that vision. You get me? Boom. Fast forward a little bit, yeah. Obviously, BFBP, that's foundation as well. You get me? That's like even before that vision. You get me? All the BFBP man, them are before that vision, actually. You get me? But then that vision happened when City came over. Then man bucked up with S. Yeah, that's why I was all dressed in Hustafari. Like, I'll get up the picture now. The first G circle, he was all dressed up in Hustafari car. S, yeah. S, Rico, and Brown Sugar. You get me? Those three people, we linked up at Kennington Park, you get me? And we said we need to do something where we bring G's together, you get me? And we created a WhatsApp group called G's. And that G could stand for General, Gangster, Ashley Flash would say Gorilla. But yeah, we had a group called G's. That's where it started, you get me? And then I think that's how we was operating the G circles. And then the G circle crumbled down. I remember Jed's G Circle 14. I was watching it today because I had to watch everything to make sure everything I'm saying is on point. You get me? He left. He said I think he put a song in the group and people didn't post it or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember what the passer was, but he left. So I said, boom, there's no man's not gonna be outside doing the G Circle. I think I even had my daughter with me on that G Circle. Like I had to do it on my own. Number 14. If you go watch 14, I think that's the only one we're just saying there. Anyway, after that, I created a WhatsApp group called First 50, yeah? And then I didn't even just join for the Speaker's Corner people, yeah? Obviously, me and Leon, we bucked there the first day. That's why I'm playing this video. Leon shot this video. You get me? 82 bags on content over everything, yeah? And if you look at the comments, yeah, no matter who it is from where, it's just straight love, yeah? No matter where man's from, no matter what man's thing is, you get me? It's just bare love. Go look at that video, and like when I read through the comments, it's so inspirational in that video. So it's like that was the energy that man was dealing with in Speaker's Corner. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, I tried to link up the man them to do something for the youth. So obviously I've already bucked S. Jedi's messaged me. These times, all right, cool. So first what happens is this classical. I've got the classics, man. I've got the classics for the old school Speaker's Corner heads. So this is the first time me and Leon, yeah, roll up to Speaker's Corner on the same day. This was
the fact is that king saved Islam. The fact is that king said no. Listen. The fact is that king saved those Muslims. And that's a big impact on Islam today.
Yeah. So this was my first debate with Shamsi. You get me? Like 85 bags. It's mad. I'd never think a debate that me having a debate was ever gonna reach 85 bags. I'm just a little man in the corner. You get me? But yeah, just love, bro. Just love. Just straight throughout. Bare love. This is the energy that man came to the corner, and this is very important to state, because my thing was about unity. You get me? It was about respecting other people's ways of life, respecting other people's, you know what I'm saying, beliefs. You get me? Because when I came there, it was mad. Like, there was Muslims that was obviously saying mad stuff, but it wasn't every Muslim in Speaker's Corner. The most Muslims in Speaker's Corner was on some peaceful thing. Then you'd have some guy saying some mad thing, and then you'd have Sarah and them man there coming and saying mad things that I never, like, I've always come up around everyone. You get me? Like, this is before man's even looked into the deen or read the Quran properly or whatever. I've come to the corner man just know respect and manners. Like Dread will talk Booney in the chat, he knows. Like man link up with Mobilizer. You get me? Mobilizer, Feisty, all of these man are Muslim. You get me? The whole batch of the man them. There's a whole batch of the man them that are acts. You get me? So I'm like, it's not an unfair thing from no one at Speaker's Corner. I'm just like, the man them ain't talking how we talk in the ends. Like, we know, like, you know, Boost, RA, all of these men are Muslim. Even RA's come down to the park to G-check, man. You get me? So even me, when man are laughing about like the Kaaba, the shape of the Kaaba and joking and this and that, man don't do all of that, bro. Man don't do that about Christianity. Man don't do that about, I don't joke on no one's religion because I don't have to, you get me? Like that's for me is a mad thing. So when I've come to Speaker's Corner, it's a whole different world, you get me? So I'm just trying to stay on this unity thing, you get me? And that's the energy that I came with. Obviously, man's having the other debates though. So there's another classic one still. Yeah, this.
I'm worried about the deaths in Africa off the back of the colonialism that you're pretending didn't happen.
So your white brothers on the estates next door to you, you don't give a shit about. Is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying the death of people in Africa as a result
There
of
are lots of problems around the world. There are lots of problems around the world. So you're not worried about your brothers.
When you show me my white friends that are dying from class, then I'll start worrying. But that's what white privilege is. You can worry about class. I have to worry about dead brethren and dead youths. We've got different issues. That's why you go and march about cuts. We march about police brutality. We've got different issues. This is what white privilege is, Steve.
Well said. Well said. Oh, bravo. There you go. Give him a clap. Give him more.
You got what you wanted, but you haven't changed fuck all.
That is the classic part. The classic part of the video isn't me. This line here.
Give him more.
You got what you wanted, but you haven't changed fuck all. You've not said anything truthful.
Like man's talking for claps. But yeah, so man was there debating. Boom, I bucked up with Jeds. Jeds has messaged me on Instagram. You get me? Said, yo, I'm trying to let's link up in the studio. I think you see a couple of my tunes. These times, I think that was just after the BBC, because this is after they killed Edson. So I'm already quite active in the activism on my own. This is important to state because the crux of this story gets a bit later when people start trying to control my behavior. Do you know what I'm saying? And this might have been with the best of intentions, but it just wasn't for me. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So as I was saying now, I bucked up with Jeds. I've gone studio with Jeds, I think on a Saturday. And then the next day I'm going Speaker's Corner. So I'm like, yo, you might as well roll. And he's doing something called, he was doing a podcast thing from early. You get me? So he had something called Speakernomics. That's when we had that convo with Jeds, but I'm going to get into that still. But yeah, he had something called Speakernomics. Like, boom, anyway. Man, he's come down to Speaker's Corner the next day. We've had a debate about Marcus Garvey and he was like, not anti, but anti, and I was pro, you get me? I had a debate about Marcus Garvey, that's a classic still. Content over everything again, you get me? So yeah, boom. Anyway, so that's boom. So I'm already at the corner at this time, innit? I'm already building, there's 1-2 man coming down, do you know what I'm saying? We're already talking about what direction we're gonna go in. But when Jeds come now, like, one thing he's good at, yeah, is directing. You get me? Like, he's good at controlling. Like, he's very controlling. So, like, see, like, making the man then form a circle. Like, me, I don't like telling people what to do. You get me? I ain't trying to be no leader. You get me? But he's very good at forming that. So, when we bucked up now, we end up having discussions. And what I realized is, like, a little circle would form, like, in different clusters of the park, not like a big circle, but like a little circle. These times Gorilla Flash was there, a couple man was coming down to the park, but what the problem was, because we came in to the park on a very, like, there was Muslims behaving disgusting, and there was man them saying stuff that was I think what the man them was saying was disrespectful, you get me? So it was just like we came into a place of a lot of animosity, you get me? So I think when the man them started talking, I think a lot of people in the park kind of felt like we had the same agenda as other people. And so there was like a bit of an attack, you get me? And then that's how the video with Abutala, when Abutala gets pushed, happened. You get me? After that, I realized there was going to be a clash, you get me? But I'm down at the speaker's corner. I'm not on a bad man thing. I'm not on a road man thing. I'm not claiming to be on no road man thing. I'm claiming to be someone that's come from a life where my DBS would say I'm a road man, innit? You get me? My probation officer, the society would have said that I used to be a road man. But there's nothing good in being a road man. You get me? There's nothing good in going jail. Like, I'm very proud that I went Jamaica instead of jail. Do you know what I'm saying? Heard man them on a stream laughing like, oh yeah, he hasn't been jail. Like, I'm not gay, bro. I got shift the other day and I was in the cells, and just that little time in the cell just showed me blood. I'm not even built for jail, cuz. That's long. I love freedom still. You get me? Yeah, and the point of even being a roadman is to not get caught. So if you're not a good roadman, then you're probably gonna go jail. But if you was a good roadman, if you was good at what your craft, if you knew how to jump over fences and hide in sheds, and you get me, then you're not gonna go jail. If you use gloves and balaclava, and you get me, you got a hoopty and you got to change your license plates. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm a roadman, but I'm saying that a roadman, these are things that I think a roadman would study. Do you know what I'm saying? And the mission is to always get away. Do you get me? So, yeah. So I'm saying all of that to say, me, Todd's, Nay, Booney, Jeds. Let me get the picture up, man. It's a sick picture still. It's a sick picture. Where's the picture? Where's my downloads now? Oh yeah, it's here still. It's here. I think this was the first G circle still. I'm gonna go into it still. I've got like 15 tabs up, so I'm just kind of waiting till like 9:30, 9:45, and then I'm gonna slide through all of the information. Like, it's gonna be a proper presentation today. We're just warming up, and I'm giving my backstory. Because there's key points that I wanted to touch on today. I wanted to touch on the mission of a COINTELPRO was to join Black activists. And remember, I'm not saying that anyone that joined me was COINTELPRO, but I'm saying I didn't join anyone. I didn't reach out to Jets. I didn't reach out to anyone. Like, man, them saw what I was on. They saw man had like been fighting for this thing like since Duggan, like no breaks. And the other day, obviously, I must have said something about when the man then was doing Chocolate City, man was doing activism, and I shouldn't have said that still. You get me? But then, like, my thing is, if you can review Afro's videos and review the RTM podcast and say what you want, then man can review the video where obviously man might have been joking or whatever, but man said, I don't work the pole no more. You get me? Man can review that and man can laugh at that. Like, it's not a thing where man can threaten man in it's like a bully mentality. I can say one thing, but you can't say whatever you want to say. But really and truly, someone even showed me today, one of his brethren, showed man, blood, that's stooping down to his level, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and this ain't me trying to be disrespectful to anyone, but the old time I was in gang, yeah, like, and this is emotional for me, I can't lie, like, car man had mad love for everyone in gang, you get me? But you see me, like, when I was in gang, like, when I look at like people like Craze 24, like Judge Our Souls, even Judge Our Souls and Gigs, they hit up my post today. I was looking at it like, yo, that's like a general from Brixton and a general from Peckham, you get me? And then their names are right together, you get me? And then like Craze 24, like Lucia, like these are some real big bros. Like, I'm not above none of them, you get me? I'm not above, like, you see Booney, like Elstone, yeah, the other day he was roaring on the high road. I don't know if you remember, you get me? But see, when I look at my big brothers here, it's like, yo, man's got so much faith in them, you get me? And man's grateful that the man didn't come. I don't look at it like man's. I know that I'm not the leader. I was never a leader of gang, fam. Like, I couldn't lead none of them at nowhere, to keep it 1,000. I'm not the leader of Forever Family, bro. Like, I can't lead Fred General anywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't lead Easy nowhere, bro. These are my broskies. You get me? We're on the front line, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, ready to go. You get me? Like, so me, and the way I look at my little brothers, man, I just want to protect them, blood, and build them up. You get me? So you see, because I look at things like that, dealing with someone like Jedi was very difficult, bro, because it's like, it was just bare hate. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the only way I can explain it. And to this day, like, you know, like, I can't explain it. You know, like they say, not that man's a woman, but you know, like they say, hell have no fury like a woman scorn. It's like, it's that sort of scorn. It's like, man left, man split, man started doing Forever Family, man not talking on man just moving. Man still reviewing videos about me, bro. Like, I don't get why. I didn't understand it, to be honest. You get me? But then, like, I know that it has to, someone said to me today, like, someone has to draw the line in the sand, innit? So, Ras, you do your thing, you say your side of the story, and me, I'm just looking to not speak on it again. But it was a beautiful thing, gang. Yeah. Here's a beautiful picture. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I promise you that I can't even look at the chat, because I just know that there's just bare things that are gonna take man off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is an original picture. You get me? Everyone's in the Hustler Farag clothes. That's Hustler's holy book. That's S. You get me? You get me? Nay. You get me? Feline, original Empress. You know? Yeah, hot step for that one there. You know, Beefy. You get me? Maku. You get me? Slick Rick. You know, Slick Rick Triple Ace. Yeah. Leon COE, they caught him. They got him in one. You get me? Even Kalam was about them times. When he's there at the back, you get me? Like, yo, we created something in that park, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, love, hate, hard, debate, have different ideologies. It is what it is, isn't it? But, like, even when I looked at a video, like, today, like, I see Brother Issa, I see a comment from him in one of the gang videos, like, and it's just like, just brought man back, like, he was really back in the thing. You know what I'm saying? From day one. I think, what video is it, blood? I know what video it is, you know. I know what video it is. It's the video where the woman's talking about. I'ma find it still. I'ma find it. I know what video it is. It's the video. Yeah, I know what video it is anyway. But yeah, me, I like calling him Jana, man. Like, Brother East. Oh no, can't get rid of that. No. So I've like set up everything with like timestamps in it. But I've just like clicked off one of the key videos. But anyway, I'll come back to that still. Actually, let me keep that, because I might not find it again. Let me do a new tab. All right. All right. So we're gonna. Let me quickly take a little sneak peek at the chat. I might have to put some spanners in there still. Might peek. Let me see what's going on. I just wanted it to be free flow today. You get me? I take it back my slander. Imagine as soon as I came to the chat, it's Chilluminati live. I see, even the way phrasing it like that's mad still. What I'm saying is, yeah, 100%. Like, I definitely don't know if it was Chocolate City, so that's wrong with me. Do you know what I'm saying? I know it wasn't Chocolate City. Man said something like Chocolate City. Yeah. So that, yeah, I'm definitely taking back any talk about Chocolate City. What my point was, though, was that if you can review videos about like Afro or whatever. You get me? Review videos about me. There's a video with you saying you don't work the pole no more. So you can't expect people not to be able to review those videos. You get me? But my higher point is one of your brethren showed me that that's you stooping down to my man's level. You got to kind of raise your vibration to a higher level. You get me? And that's where man's at. You get me? So man's not even going down that road, because I had a video made. You get me? Where it was that's what man was gonna go into, and I said, you know what, man's thing is higher than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man can't even be on this stoop down talk about man like loose women. It's long. Man's got to be, you know what I'm saying, the example of guiding a new generation. And man can't be saying guide the new generation in public, but behind closed doors, man are doing something else, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and he don't have to take back his slander. You know what I'm saying? Big up yourself, Johnny. My G still. But he don't have to take back his slander, because for me, it wasn't slander. It was a miscalculation of my words. I should have said when man then was pole dancing, man was on the revolutionary front lines, and that would have been referencing what he said, but I said Chocolate City, so that's slander. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't even want to get into what man done in the past and where. It's not about any individual. This is about the gang, how the gang was formed, what the gang was formed for. Do you get me? So let's get into this now. Actually, let's get into this from start to finish. Yeah, that's all cool, man. All that show, man, what a pole is when you see man on road. That's why man had to split. So I'm glad man said that, because this is why man had to split. Because you got man talking about man are guiding a new generation, but all they talk is violence behind closed doors. Man are hypocrites to their own cause. Do you know what I'm saying? How can I teach youths about not jumping to violence, and then my first thing is violence? It doesn't even make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's non-progressive, it's hypocritical. And the thing is, when you have big people like Jeds that try to intimidate people that are smaller than them all the time, because there's been many situations in the park where Jed could have got it cracking with people his own size, and he never ever got it cracking. The two people that man know he's punched up is Oz, which is obviously Oz was small and had mental health. I wouldn't punch up Oz personally. Obviously, everyone can do what they want to do, but me, like, man's definitely not trying to punch up someone like Oz. You get me? And Captain Rambo, that's an elder in man's community. So if I was there, I would have stood against man as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that would have stood against man. So that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, when man robbed that elder's mic at the Libya protest, yeah, and I'm not saying who robbed the mic. You get me? If people know who robbed the mic, but the mic that we used to go around telling youths not to rob each other, someone in gang had robbed from the community, which was the big breakdown for me personally, because I realized that man are talking about, man are out here putting, and the thing is, it comes down to a debate that Jedi had with Content right at the beginning, and it was about perception and being real. And the argument from Content was, yo, we have to be real. Do you get me? We have to be what we say, even when the camera's off. And the counter argument to Content was, no, we just have to know how to give the perception. You know what I'm saying? We just know how to give the perception of to the people that we're about, whatever we're saying we're about. Do you get me? And obviously, man, no, Jeds is studied on the art of deception and the 58, all them laws and them Masonic books. I read them, but I know that that's things that he studied, and I even see him use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, we're gonna get into it anyway. Like, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it. But yeah, So let's get into it. Let's start from start to finish. You get me? All right. So so COINTELPRO, right? Yeah. I don't even know if it's just or not. You get me? But anyway, COINTELPRO is an organization that was set up to join black activists with the intention to discredit and neutralize the organization. You get me? So obviously I was on a mission, innit? My mission was gang unite. My mission wasn't fight my brother. I never said I wanted to be a roadman. I never said I'm trying to link up with Tods and Jeds and Craze. I'm not trying to, I didn't say I'm trying to bring everyone together to fight each other. That's counter what man's on. So when man start moving with violence, it's like, brother, that's a real coward thing, because you know this is a guy that is trying not to do violence within his own community, and that's the guy you're trying to push violence to, and man's not gonna take any intimidation. When man see man on road, whether it's 10 man, whether it's 15 man, I just know my heart. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go into that because man did go to support one of Jedi's events, and one of his brethren did talk about smoking, man. And I did stay, you get me? And I did go get a mighty more, and I chilled there for a while, and I had to leave. And that was the last time that man saw man. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, man's trying to get away from the roads. And the only thoughts that man's getting right now when I'm around these man is thoughts that man shouldn't be having, bro. So this is why I had to split, you know what I'm saying? And obviously I think because man's been silent about everything that happened, I think that man's mistaken this for fear. Like, remember, bro, I'm going against the system, innit? Like, for what man's done, for what man's doing, like, people have been shot, people have been murdered, like, historically, for what man's trying to do. Like, it's in especially the American history, anyone that tried to rise up for the people, you get me, where it could have been Malcolm X or John F. Kennedy, they was assassinated. So I'm already knowing that there's definitely going to be agents that are sent to dissuade man. And there's conscious agents, which are people that are being paid by the government, but then you got subconscious agents. And I genuinely believe that certain men that joined gang were subconscious agents at the minimum, because they're talking about guide the new generation, but their real thing is to try and put violence on their own people, to rob their own people. And me, I'm gonna stand up against that. And if I gotta die for standing up, and that's why this video is called If I Die Tomorrow. Because people don't know what I've gone through this last how many years, you get me? My daughters were kidnapped, yeah, by a real Lengman, yeah. And man had to run, yeah, man had to do so much to get my daughters back. You get me? Like, my life's been on the line, and that's a situation that's not even fully resolved. So I could die any day. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the reality of Raspek's life. Like, I've really had man try to come to my gates, you get me, and infiltrate my gates. And I've really had to make sure that I can protect myself. Do you know what I'm saying? And not just myself, but I'm fighting for my children as well. So man's been through more than what anyone in gang, and man's got enemies. There's nothing Jed didn't do or anyone in gang done is a thing where my brain is onto them. Cause man's had people really try to violate. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real life what I'm talking now. You get me? Like, I'm talking here as a single dad of 2 daughters, and I haven't even announced that ever, except for just now. You get me? Yeah, man's here rising up my thing. Yeah, man would never brag about being on the road, but I'll brag about being an active father though. Yeah, I'm an active father, fam. You know what I'm saying? So when these man, so what I'm trying to say is, I looked at all of my I looked at all the big bros that supported my thing, yeah. Man's got so much admiration for them, you get me? But you see, when I see big bros that like are just hateful to the future generations, it's like, yeah, I just moved myself from that energy. And that's all that happened with gang. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I realized that I looked around, and people are robbing the community. They're threatening man in the chat. We're linking up, man saying, let's go for a walk. People are doing things that are counterproductive. So, all right, let's say man does the bad man thing. Yeah, let's say we give in and we're weak, because it's only the weak man that does the bad man thing. It's not the strong man. You get me? I'm serious about trying to, but we've lost youths in our community. Like, man's serious about this. And you know, the fruit, people by their fruits. Yeah. So we can see, we done the G Riders, we done the G Grinders. G Grinders invested in initiatives like Forever Family. We can see the work that's being done. Like, the work will speak. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, I didn't want to go into the new year with people asking me, oh, why can't you work with this one? Why can't you work with that one? Without at least telling my story. You get me? So, yeah, James Jack Wormley was hired as the first black FBI agent by J. Edgar Hoover. James, the father of Black Judases, warmed his way to Marcus Garvey's organization with an objective to discredit, disrupt, and destroy. And what I've realized is, since me like trying to split from Jeds, you get me? All he tried to do was discredit, disrupt, and destroy anything that I've done. Like that, he's been intent on that. That's all. That's his purpose. So even if he's not a conscious agent, even if he's not being paid by the MI5, and obviously I don't know. Do you get me? Like, I genuinely don't know. Do you get me? That's why I said I feel like Malcolm when he spoke up against the Nation of Islam, because I don't know. I don't know him from Adam. He just reached out to me, and then like he was very involved. Do you know what I'm saying? And he had loads of skills. You know what I'm saying? Proper like people skills. But then at the same time, I saw the way he's able to manipulate people as well. Like, since we split and that, everyone that's around him, yeah, like, he's on to them to don't be cool with respect and this and that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't feel comfortable. Like, and funny thing is, when we had the split, right, like everyone that was like Booney, S, like all the people that was speaking out against the person that robbed the mic, not against the person, you know, but against the action. So if I robbed the mic, they would have said the same thing about me. You get me? The action of us being gang, saying guiding a new generation, robbing our community at a protest, yeah, and then using that thing we robbed to go around and tell youths not to rob each other. Like, that's mad. Like, this is a hypocrisy of the highest order. Like, we can't be robbing the community. And there was one side of the gang that felt like it didn't really matter too much, like it was bad, but like he didn't have to apologize to the guy. And there was another side that said, yeah, you should apologize to the guy and give the man back his things. And I went and picked up the man back his things in Stratford, and I dropped it to Leighton Drumbeat Simba shop. Yeah, Simba, African Simba. In my shop called Drumbeat over Leighton. Yeah, I went down there and dropped it off there. Do you get what I'm saying? So, guiding a new generation, gang, you get me? Some of us was on guiding the new generation, and some of us was on gang. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it came down to. Yeah. But if you're gonna sit down online, remember, I'm not here to discredit, disrupt, and destroy anyone's thing. So no one can't call me an agent. But anyone, not just me. This ain't just me, you know. This is the thing of an agent. This is their job. Yeah, they're meant to go in, yeah, and then leave and discredit, disrupt, and destroy. When I left gang, and when we split the thing, I just focused on the works and the community. I didn't focus on my music. I got some good music, you know. I didn't focus on my music. I didn't focus on my personal life. I didn't focus on live streams. I didn't focus on events. Those are not places where I can say I've given my focus to. What I can say I gave my focus to is the cause of guiding a new generation. Yeah, and remember, when the G Grinders and the G Riders, because when we split originally, we split into G Riders and G Grinders, right? And there was two sides. The G Riders was doing ride outs in the community, and the G Grinders was doing melanin markets and selling the Hustlers Holy Book and showing the community of ways that they could make funds. So there's two sides to youths being on the roads. That's what we realized in the time of doing gang. We realized there's the time where man get involved because of the violence, yeah, and then we realized man get involved for the money. the opportunities. So what we said is one side of us is going to deal with the opportunities that was G-grinders, yeah, and the other side is going to deal with the violence. You know what I'm saying? But I think they done a couple ride outs, and then there was no more. From what I know, there was no more ride outs. Do you know what I'm saying? And then what happened is over time, yeah, the Battle of Trafalgar happened, and when the Battle of Trafalgar happened, there was the main guy from Gang. He done a video telling people not to go down to. He saw me do the video, tell people, yeah, we're gonna go down and protect the people. Them, and then he done a video telling people, oh, nothing's happening. Don't go down there. Just this is what I'm saying about discredit, disrupt, and destroy. Do you know what I'm saying? So these times when I'm live and I see man in my life, I'm like, bro, you wasn't down there, rare. You was telling people not to come down there. I was shouting. I was. Well, I don't even remember what I said. I was on one still. You get me? So he's come down there to fight me now. So I'm saying, brother, are you that haunted? The man come down again, acting like he won't fight me, and I'm like, blood, just do your thing, cause like it's like my thing is it's like you're going out of your way. You're trying to set up situations so me and you have some form of physical altercation, but you ain't gonna get nothing out of that, bro. When the big Muslim guy stepped to you in the park, you didn't bang out, bro. You get me? And when the man didn't bang out, you had many opportunities to show that you will fight someone your own size. So I don't dispute that you or anyone else would try to roll on, man. I don't dispute that. But just know that man's a lion. And the reason why I said if I die tomorrow, people need to know if I go jail tomorrow, it's because of self-defense. Yeah, I'm not the antagonist. But what I'm also going to say is one of the reasons why a lot of the youngers, yeah, there is this youth violence. Yeah, let me tell you exactly what it is situations like this where you have people that will either be older or bigger that try to bully and intimidate people. And then you're going to have people that ain't having it. And if me and someone, if I get rushed or I have a physical altercation with someone and they get the better of me, especially if they violate, then the only thoughts of any youth, this ain't me, obviously, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying any youth is one thing. If you know, then you know. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how this thing's happening. So that's why I had to remove myself from people that have a hypocritical mentality. Do you know what I'm saying? A hypocritical ideology. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to try and pretend to the internet that I'm a bad man or a road man. I promise you, look, I'm not. I don't shot anymore. I don't run down ops. I don't roll with a shank anymore. Yeah, I don't do any of that, bro. I do school run, cuz. I'm an active father, cuz. I do school run, no lie, no shank. Brother, wanna see me on the school run, blood. Even when we had Pastor, I told him, come speak to one side on the school run, blood. What are you talking about, blood? Huh? That's what I rate, blood. That's what I rate, blood. That's what makes man proud, blood. Man does school run, cuz. I don't roll with a shank. That's some Facio thing. You get me? I've never put hands on anyone in man's community, blood. I've not robbed no one. I've not punched no one up. If I've been out and people have riled up, I've always used locks. Yeah, I've always used locks and told man, calm down, cuz. Yeah, I've always get man in a headlock or an arm lock. I was there with a couple of real G's at one night, and a certified G tried to tap off, and I had to just put him in a lock because the guy he was trying to tap off at wasn't the one. Yeah, so man, for know what man's on around here, cuz. You know what I'm saying? We get up and we make that's a daily thing. You know what I'm saying? I fought for my children. I made sure that I secured them. I don't have time to be sitting down and talking about man blood. We've got responsibilities. I ain't got time to be running down next man. You get me? At the same time, I'm not gonna fear no one. You know what I'm saying? I don't fear no man, especially no one that's an agent of destruction in our community, no matter who that be, no matter how big they be, no matter how much guns they got, because I don't underestimate no one. And no one, not even Ahmed Ali. I reckon Ahmed Ali could come down to the park with a big 4-5 and slap off shots. I don't know. You get me? I never underestimated Walla Walla when we had our argument. I don't underestimate no one. At the same time, I believe in myself that I can conquer anything that comes at me. Like, and that's a dangerous thing to believe. That's why I have to balance it out. Do you know what I'm saying? But there's not a man on this planet that could try and intimidate man, and I'm not gonna fight back with everything I got in me. It doesn't matter, win or lose, blood. Yeah, man's lost bare fights, blood. If Mike Tyson fought Lennox Lewis when he was in his prime, Lennox Lewis is getting punched up, and vice versa, blood. Same with Muhammad Ali and the next one, blood. Every man upon the planet is gonna lose a fight at some time. That don't mean nothing, blood. The strongest guy today in 2 years' time is gonna lose a fight, bro. That doesn't mean nothing. It's about how you fight, bro. It's about how you trying to fight people that you feel like are smaller and weaker and elders and vulnerable people, or are you fighting for something, bro? Are you defending something, bro? Are you defending yourself? Are you defending your family? Are you defending your right to be a father and do the school run? What are you fighting for, blood? Are you fighting for the community, blood? Are you fighting for the youths? Are you fighting to guide the new generation? What are you fighting for? Because I know what I'm fighting for, fam. And I know what I've been fighting for, blood. Yeah? And me doing this fight, the only fight I got was from my own community, blood. Yeah? And when I'm saying my own community, man within gang, bro, turned a blind eye when one of our elders got robbed. It doesn't matter who robbed it, blood. We should have all said, no, that's wrong, cuz. We got to apologize to our elder, but there was bare yes men that was shook, bro. That's the facts, bro. Bare man that didn't want to speak out, bro. But that could have been any one of you out there's uncle that had his mic held up by youth that are saying that they're supporting and guiding new generation. Hypocrites, every single one of us, bro. And it doesn't matter if the world didn't know about it, bro. I knew about it, bro. And I've never felt good about it, not once. And I said at the time when I brought it up, I've still got the WhatsApp chats. When we brought it up in the WhatsApp group, and the man them are defending it, saying, oh, well, some of us are robbers. I'm saying, what? We rob from our own, though. Yeah, and I'm saying, yo, you, man, let's take this conversation live. And man say, yo, you sound like a snitch. I said, what do you mean sound like a snitch, blood? If man are saying they're doing road, man do road, innit? But if man are saying they're guiding the new generation and they're protecting the community, then how can we be doing this behind closed doors? It's mad, bro. It's mad. You get me? So if man has whatever man wants to say and do about what, blood, there's no snitching, because I got the thing back and I stopped the man from going to the feds. How about that? How about that? Snitching is something that gets someone in jail, bruv. Yeah, and I've not said who stole the mic. If you listen right throughout, if people want to snitch on themselves, that's up to them. But I've not said who stole the mic. Yeah, I've not said who tried to put their hands on me on multiple occasions. I've not said who tried to say they're going to smoke me. But there's a side of gang that kept this all hidden, bro. All of this hidden, bro. And man just there going through it on my own. You get me? And if it wasn't for Booney and S and certain man, I would, and Leon, content over everything. And certain man, I'm telling you, during that time, I would have had a mental breakdown, blood. Because them man had me really thinking, yo, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's okay to rob the community. But that could be a man that goes into my art center and picks up £1. You get me? It could be a man going into my art center, seeing a £1 coin on the floor and picking it up and putting it in his pocket. Nah, blood, put that in Pepper Kai's pot, bro. We don't do that, bro. We don't do that, bro. So I want, this video is if I die tomorrow. So if I die tomorrow, or if I die in 10 years, or if I die in 20 years and they're doing a movie about gang, let them know that the reason why the gang really split, yeah, the big split in gang is because a member of the gang decided to rob the community. Yeah, that community member came to Speaker's Corner when me and Content were standing to one side and said, respect, a member of your organization robbed me. He didn't say the person who robbed its name. He didn't say S's name or Todd's name. None of theirs reputation. He said, respect. And Leon from Content Over Everything was there with me. So these times now, we found out who it was. We've realized that the mic that we went around the community telling the youth them don't rob each other. Yeah. And we need to guide the new generation was robbed from the community. Yeah. And my name was in turmoil around that part of the community because everyone was saying respect people's robbing, and everything to me is about integrity. And yeah, I love my man them, yeah, because them man on this gang thing. I love my man them, but at the same time, like, see, if you put my integrity at question, brother, I'm leaving any one of you out there, bro. Like, I don't care, bro. Books knows this, Easy knows this, Fred knows this, and I'd say the same vice versa. Like, if you're willing to put your brother's integrity at fault, and that's what I'm saying when I'm saying agents discredit, disrupt, and destroy, innit? You know what I'm saying? And it's bare bullying tactic. And I can't lie, he's the best manipulator that I've ever seen in my life. Like the way that he called the man them yes men. Because all the man them on that side, you think Todd would ever rob anyone in the community? You think like none of these men would do them things there. You get me? None of them. But I just feel like the way that man called everyone, everyone's gonna be yes men to respect and respect bridging. I feel like a lot of people was trying to prove that they wasn't a yes man and ended up not understanding that it's not about me and it's not about anyone else. Do you get me? It's about the principle of why we came together, because I have called everyone together. So I've set the function of gang. Yeah. I've set the function for gang. Jedi's left the G circle. He said he's leaving. He's not coming back. I've added him to the first 50 group along with everyone else that I'd met over that journey. And there was about 50 of us, first 50, and we was going to get uniforms and we was going to march to the community when something happened. Yeah. And when and I'm not here to call no one names, I'm not in none of that, you get me? But yeah, when the young sister Tanisha was shot in Tottenham, yeah, the man them said we need to do a G walk now. The vision that you got, Ras, we need to do it now. Yeah. And let me be fair, I'm going to be completely fair. I was like, nah, Jeds, we're not ready yet. Because obviously I wanted us to step, basically how Forever Family stepped the first time. Uniformed up, organized and mobilized. Jeds was like, nah, bro, we need to go now. You get me? And we went and we made history. You get me? Because up until then, in North London, every day was a stabbing, to the point where we had to have a meeting before that first G walk, because it might have been dangerous to do that G walk. You know what I'm saying? Like that G walk thing, regardless of what problems me and Jed had, like, or anyone else. You get me? Todd, I had problems with Nay. Like, I didn't have no problems with them. It's like they got caught up in the mix, but it just ended up creating a divide with the man them. You get me? But it's key actions that was done that I feel like really made the divide unsolvable, because man's pushing violence and everyone on that side, like, none of them can't tell man nothing, because it's like they're yes men. Whereas no one there's man like S and man that are, there's man that are really are really been out in the jungle, you get me? But they would never do none of that, you get me? Because they know that that's not what we came together for, you get me? So yeah, like there's real G's, man. Like I said, like today, like, man, see Judge Up Souls and Gigs on the same post, you get me, that man posted, you get me? And I'm like, yo, like that's just mad, because man actually came up PDC, you get me, SN1, taking it in, you know what I'm saying? And now, like, the man didn't really recognize the work because we continued the work, right? Yeah, so boom, I'm gonna do a separate video about what happened with my children still. I'm gonna do one about Forever Family tomorrow and address just some of the current realities, and then I'm gonna go on to the next. But anyway, what I'm saying is I'm the same person in private that I am in public, but with a lot of people, with one side of gang, the man then wanted to be in public, wanted to be like, yeah, we're supporting the community, but in private, man was still keeping up a lot of the gang tendencies that we was trying to get away from. Even the man that was riding out to the estates, and I was like, yo, man can't really just be drinking alcohol and smoking weed when doing the ride outs, because the mums are going to be looking at us weird. So I feel like during the time when we're on the ride outs, man shouldn't do that. Man got held a whole heap of chat back. Then there was a time when they came into the group, because everything we done, we had meetings in it. So every decision that got made off the back of a meeting. And then one day someone came into the group and said they're setting up a bank account. They said they're setting up a bank account out of nowhere. Yeah, imagine that. Like, man, I looked at my phone and that, man, I said, yeah, I'm setting up a bank account. So I've said, yo, we're gonna have to just deal with it how we deal with everything else, like have a meeting. Man started to rile up. So I'm looking like, yo, that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, man's linked up now. It's me, COE's cousin, Todd's, Nay, and I can't remember who else was there, yeah. But my thing was, this is, you lot, tell me if this sounds fair. This is why I'm thinking, like, I started thinking, I don't know what man's intentions are, because I've said, yeah, I don't want the bank account in my name, innit? Because I was off, I didn't even have a bank them times there. I was like off the radar. Do you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I don't think it should be in me or Jedi's name or anyone that was, you get me, at the forefront. Like, we had a sister in who was the cousin of one of the man them. You get me? She was always there filming, helping film. So I said, she should set up the bank account. You get me? And she's like she'd be like a treasurer. You know what I'm saying? And man was like, nah, rare. And then I can't lie, it was Todd who just made the decision, because Ted was like, oh, do you mind? No. Do you mind? No. And he said, the sis, just do it. And then that's how that got resolved. You get me? But more time we vote. You get me? So these were just like little things man went through. You get me? Obviously, I done a little live stream on one of the songs that got copied the other day. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even want to get into all of that. So we're gonna start the videos now, Carl. We're at 10 o'clock, so I don't really want to be here too long. So yeah, I started with some of the speakers' corner reel. Alright, this is a video of the Libya protests, right? So this is the Libya protest. This is the mic. Yeah, this is where the mic got stolen from, this protest. Yeah, it was this guy and another guy. Yeah, they had mics. They bought their mics to come to come and give a voice to all the people that was gonna come down there, like my sister here. You get me? And it was one of ours that held up one of these brothers. Yeah, no lie, brother, and confiscated his mic. That's what happened first. Man didn't even rob it first. I remember now. Man confiscated the man's mic and wouldn't let them use their mic. That's how it started. Yeah, so I'm looking at man like, bro, is man nuts? Like, you can't just confiscate the people that mic. But obviously, we're outside in the field, so we're not really meant to argue in the field. You get me? These times, Books tried to go get the man's mic, because the man's coming to us like, yo, this guy, one of your guys is bullied, man, and take him up. No, 100% is bullying. I don't care what no one says, blood. It's definite bullying. You know what I'm saying? You live your life thinking that you can just bully people. And the thing about a bully is, one day a bully beats his match. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not everybody that can get bullied. You get me? It's not everybody that take bullying. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this innocent man, them, you know, that come, the man just came to give his people a voice at the Libya protest and let us use his mic. Imagine it's your uncle. Imagine your uncle. I want you lot to picture this now, because this is how I saw it. This is why I thought it was a mad thing. I said, imagine if it's Nate's uncle or Todd's uncle. And imagine your uncle comes back home and you're like, yo, unks, yeah, walk on. He's like, yeah, what, that Libya protest? I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, yo, like, what you saying? Did you see them gang man down there? He's like, yeah, man, them gang man, they rob man still. What did they rob you for? A mic? What, but they were doing a G.A.N.G here the other day. What, that same mic? What, that's your mic, unks? Blood. It's gonna cause problems. And if you're not a bully, you'll do it to anyone's uncle. You'll go to the biggest bad man in Brixton and rob his uncle and be proud of it. But if you're just robbing uncles that you think they don't have any family that can do you nothing, that's bullying, bro. That's bullying straight there. You're not touching people that if you're trying to beef me, you're touching someone that you don't actually, that you know is trying to get away from that. Obviously, I'm still like game to some degree, you get me, because you get me, it ain't Raleigh's, you know. No matter what happens, you get me, it's no Raleigh's. But at the same time, like, man saying that's not what man's on though. Man trying to do something else. So you're trying to draw man out then. You're actually trying to be a police officer and force man into violence. You get me? And then when man does, and the thing is, when you see a video of two youths, they've both got shanks and they're trying to stab each other, nobody everyone thinks both of them are mad. But what if one of them had the shank, or one of them was just parallel that the other one's got a shank, so he's got a shank? Like, there's so much ways things can go. Like, I've seen it. It goes from 0 to 100. So this is why man done the split. You get me? So all the people that are saying, why couldn't you unite? Rare. I tried unity. You get me? But at the same time, even if everyone in gang said that robbing the mic was okay, I'd stand against every single one of them. Even if my whole community looks at me and says robbing that man is okay because that man's a waste man anyway, I would stand against the whole community. You get me? I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care what his religious basis is or whatever. You get me? He's a human being that came down to a protest to represent people that are being trafficked. Yeah, and he came with his mic and he needs to leave with his mic. Yeah, and we as gang should have been the people that protect him from people like that. We shouldn't have been the oppressors. Even the police didn't do that to him, but we done it. Yeah, and we all swept it under the carpet and pretended it was okay. And nobody fought for that man to get his much deserved apology. Yeah, and that was the straw that broke there's bare stuff, because when you're gonna rob the elder, you know there's bare other stuff that man done along the line. But yeah, these are the man them, yeah, and that leads into this. Yeah, there's no snitching. There's no snitching because the elder's not going to police, so you're all right. But if you're going to be in the community saying that you're guiding the new generation, you can't behind closed doors be on gangbanging and robbing and expect not to be exposed. You get me? That's why I said I feel like Malcolm X when he exposed the Nation of Islam. You get me? Because man are doing corruption. You get me? But they're posing as community activists and they care about the children and they care about the youth, but they don't give a fuck, bro. They came here to line their pockets. Yeah, they want views for music video, they want to do events, and they want to do live streams and get money. That's what man is on. And if man can use guiding the new generation to do that, or use respect to do that, then man will do that. But the minute they can't use man, all they're gonna do is slander. And what's the words? What's the 3 words? They're gonna discredit, disrupt, and destroy, just like COINTELPRO does. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm not looking at the chat, and I don't care about, I just see respect with niggas facts. I don't care about all of that. I'm at such a space in my life now, yeah. Like, even man's had mad dreams about death recently, innit? Like, and I'm at such and people that I speak to that care about me, they're so scared when they talk to man. I'm like, you don't look at death as different, bro. I actually believe in God, innit? So for me, death is just the transition. Now, if I was at doing wickedness, if I was bullying people, if I was not just even saying directly enslaving people, if I was abusing women, if I was abusing my power and I died, I would feel shook to die. You get me? But bro, I know what I'm on, bro, and all I try to do is make my life a charity and help people every day. You get me? And I don't talk publicly about the good works that I do. The little things that I share on the gram is just a small 5% of the work. Do you get me? And where we're building to. So it's beautiful, man. Next year's gonna be a beautiful year. You get me? God willing. You get me? From God gives me life, man's gonna be here again. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So let's get the next video. Let me just cause I got all this strip up and all I do is chat too much. You get me? I just need to play the videos. So this was G Circle 1, right?
The way that it is, it's like a lot of man will tell you they got their straps to stay alive. From one thing, looking at the man them, but hungry. You get me?
Yeah.
No, yeah. You know.
This is G Circle 1. Yeah. This is G Circle 1. Imagine a video 1 hour 18, 45K. We was reaching the masses. This is the best part I've seen yet. Like bare love. Bare love. Yeah, best thing in the park in a while. 271 comments. We're going off on Speaker's Corner, Black. Yeah?
Yeah, you know how I just through life, but like looking at the whole gang thing, looking at the man them, the situation. Yeah. Looking at the whole gang thing, looking at the whole man and the situation, and seeing that they done the Mothers Against Guns thing, you get me? And for me, the Mothers Against Guns weren't gonna do nothing against guns. Cause a lot of man will tell you they got their strap to stay alive for mummy. You get me?
Straight.
So you get me? And when they're talking about mothers against guns, one of the main things I realized that they didn't want to ever talk about is fathers against guns.
Straight.
You get me? Because it's that I personally believe that it's that male energy that is going to be able to change a lot of the male youth. You get me? For me personally, the gang for me, that was my family. You understand?
100.
Cause man didn't grow up with no man figure in the house or nothing like that. So when I saw the man them on road, the big brothers and that, and them man was the strongest. Them man was the bravest. Them man
you know when they say a picture paints 1,000 words, but a video paints more. Oh my gosh.
The courage. You get me? Them man was rebels. You get me? Not that they weren't even brothers that done the right thing that they didn't have them energies. But on the roads, it's like man saw it. I always saw it at play. I see man them roll up, and my man would back his brethren with that full heart. I respected that, so that's a thing that it's like it became embedded in me, innit?
That's original Donnies, you know. That's original Donnies. You know they Slick Rick, you know.
So even when we're talking about this whole road thing,
Donnies, you know,
man really want to see is the whole road's bad or
Gabs in the cut, you know, foundation Donnies. So yeah, that was the beginning. Yeah, this is the first ever G circle, right? You get me? My brother S has come down with the Hustafar, right? G.A.N.G's got the man them looking suave. Yeah. And man set the president. This is about, I'm talking about the reason why youths jump on this road thing. Yeah. And trying to steer the youths away from that. So when people in it that know that that's what I'm saying as my thing, you get me? I'm setting the thing. You get me? As the young G that's gone and spoke to Booney, spoke to Chris, spoke from ends to ends. I got the consensus and I went out and started speaking on that consensus, you get me? And that consensus doesn't include any excuse of trying to push violence or robbing people in the community. Do you know what I'm saying? That doesn't cause any, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna play this video one more time. I think people will know. Like the hate was there from a long time, but I couldn't see it. These times, yo, people don't even know, yeah. Like, I don't even want to say it anymore because my ego, you get me? But I had mad ratings for Jens, you know. Like, I don't think people know. When I first fucked him, I thought he was I thought he was the real thing. You get me? And over time, I just became more and more disappointed. You get me? And the more he tried to bully man and like, it's just like, blood, what are you trying to make man do? That's why I said, blood, is man actually, like, are you on the payroll or something? Because it's like, you're just trying to get man to go one way. You get me? Even the fact putting man's hands on Rambo, like, that's an elder in man's community. Like, man don't do that. Like, I don't care what Rambo says, you get me? Man's not going to put my hands on him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Looking at the man them, the situation. Yeah. Looking at the whole gang thing, looking at the whole man and the situation. And seeing that they done the Mothers Against Guns thing.
Yeah, Maku.
And for me, the Mothers Against Guns weren't going to do nothing against guns. Because a lot of man was saying they got their strap to stay alive for mummy. You get me?
Straight.
So, you get me? And when they're talking about Mothers Against Guns, one of the main things I realized that they didn't want to ever talk about is fathers against guns.
Straight.
You get me? Because it's that, I personally believe that it's that male energy that is going to be able to change a lot of the male youth. You get me? For me personally, the gang for me, that was my family. You understand?
100.
Cause man didn't grow up with no man figure in the house or nothing like that. So when I saw,
so what I'm explaining there, yeah, is I feel like since I was young, because I didn't have a dad, I always looked to the elders in it. Yeah, and for me, the elders that was able to like protect themselves, they was all on the roads. So that's what I gravitated towards. You get me? But then even when I got into activism, I've still got an element to it. Like when I first met Booney, I was like, yo, big bro, well done. You get me? Like I had a big broski on the ends. I had my bingy drum these times. I'm riding, beating the biggest bingy drum. You've never seen nothing like it. You get me? But anyway, I bought birds. You get me? In Chili Chat. You get me? I'm like, yo, he's taking me to jam at studio. Do you know what I'm saying? Like made man do bare tracks and that. Like, that's like big broski, you get me? Like S Pop man helped me sell the Hustler's Holy Book and make peas at a time when man gave so much to gang that I didn't have any peas, you know what I'm saying? You get me? Bugs used to come when I used to live stream. Bugs used to come to my yard, yeah, when I hadn't eaten for time and bring man food. Do you know what I'm saying? And him and Greek used to take man out to eat because I didn't used to eat because I'm just trying to fund the revolution. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the thing off the ground. You get me? So I've still got that thing now where man look up to my big bros, but at the same time, like I can be disappointed as well. And to be honest, yeah, like Too Bad Our Craze, Judge Our Souls, like Young Spray, Gigs, like to be honest, the most of the man them from that generation, Mega, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just been straight love. Do you get me? That man's an encouragement. But the odd one out, obviously, and this is about accountability, you know. So I'm not blaming anyone. I'm blaming myself for choices that I made. And that's it. You get me? This ain't about anyone else. But I have to tell my story though. Call it what you want to call it. You get me? I have to tell my story because so we're gonna be off here in 40 minutes still because this video can't be longer than 2 hours. But yeah, I just wanted to get it off my chest before the new year.
Old man who's been raising my two sisters.
All right. So we went from the G circles. So the last video I showed you lot was the G circle. Then we done the G walks. Yeah. I've got a video somewhere where man's outside Tottenham. Yeah. I should really play this one first. So 1 minute. Let me just get the right screen up. Chrome tab. Yeah.
Touch one! Touch one! G circle! G circle! In me, yeah? 6:30 just. So 20 past 2 in North London.
Yeah, 6:30 to 20 past 2.
Yeah, the last how many days? Every day there has been some sort of shooting or killing. Yeah, nearly every day in North London. Yeah, regardless of the up in stop and search, regardless of the up in trying to fund the police. Yeah, that hasn't been stopping the killing. You understand? But today, yeah, I want everyone here to make a big sound for yourselves for coming out, because today, as far as I know, there was not one killing in this community. Yeah? Was there one killing in this community today?
No.
Was there one killing in this community today?
No.
This is people's power. Yeah? This is the power of the people. And remember, we started promoting for this thing about 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's people's power. Yeah, everyone involved in gang done that. Do you get me? Like that in itself is amazing. Like imagine every day, yeah, every day. This is around the time when Heady One got rushed at the uni when the man tried to film it. You get me? That's why the filming thing, I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're snitching on yourself anyway. But that's what caused a lot of the back and forth. When that happened, that caused a lot of back and forth in North London. And it ended up in a 17-year-old girl called Tanisha being shot. Yeah. But leading up to her being shot, there was like a stabbing or shooting every day. And when we marched out that day, not only did we cause a ceasefire for that day, but after that, for a long time after that, North London really calmed down. So that was the influence that the G-Walk had in that community directly. Same with the next, same with the South Londons, like same with all of them. Like we had like a big influence. We made history. It was the first time when a group of men that came from that life, yeah, had managed to transition. But I didn't want to ride out yet because, like, I'm not saying I'm judging people, but I gotta know that the people I'm riding with are actually about the community. And that's why I'm saying it's my fault, because I kind of gave the cosign before really knowing what was going on. Do you know what I'm saying? Or where people was at. And by the time I realized that we was far apart, you get me, it was a bit too late. And I didn't want to do a public split because I knew the community believed in it, and there was people that was mutual. So I just stayed silent. And after that, my name's been in a lot of streams, and it's probably going to be after this, but I don't mind, because next year is about focusing. You know what I'm saying? It's about getting that focus. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, let me just get this one up. All right, so this is the G Walk in South London. This is probably my proudest video ever, like, in my life. Like, I don't really care what the haters think. Like, I look back at this and I'm just like,
blood brother, streets of fine. Thank you, everyone.
This is my little sister, by the way, you get me? My little sister came out to the G Walk in South London, yeah? And I remember when I'm not saying I was a roadman, but I was a shotter, you get me? Even the way me and Nay met, like, I met Nay when my brother Z phoned man and said that guys who we had problems with was at a yard. I think it was Percy Road or one of them 7 Kings roads. So boom, I've grabbed something and gone there with the intention of confronting whoever it is, or thinking that they're gonna try roll on my brethren. But when I got there, I've realized that that's not the case. Like, these man ain't them guys. And we just, from there, we got on like a house on fire. Then the next time I see, man, when I was coming back from an EDL protest and I had my whole leg bust out, you get me? I beat up the EDL youths, but they did throw one rock and they got me in my leg, you get me? And he was like, yo, I want to roll up, you get me? So from there, we started to move together, you get me? We broke into like those derelict buildings in like Elephant and Castle and that. Yeah, we was active still. You get me? We was trying to get a fortress. The young days of activism, you get me? Yeah, this is my little sister.
This is my big brother. I'm so proud of him. Thank you, everyone, for my big brother. So proud. It's emotional because I never saw my brother growing up. He was on the street because my mum worked. She's trying to do her best, and he was just trying to see. We didn't have our dad, so he's just trying to be on the streets and find something. I never saw my brother. He went to Jamaica for a little while, still didn't see my brother. Then he came back, he's on the grind. I see my brother sometimes 3 times a year. My blood brother, 3 times a year. It's mad, but I know that he's doing his very hard. So let me tell you, I'm proud of you. Thank you, everyone, for being out here.
I made little sis proud, so I made it. I made it, bro. That's my little sis. Yeah, and like she said, even when I come back from G.A.N.G, I was on the grind. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I did do is I did invest and got a nice basketball shoes, socks, all of that. You get me? Obviously, I'm the one who showed her about the basketball thing because I'm the original, but she took it to her next level. She went and got a scholarship in America. Right now, she's driving the Benz, bro. Easy. Successful. Yeah, that's my baby sister, bro. Yeah, but as a big brother, I'm proud. You get me? That man, obviously, me, I tried to invest, but you can invest in someone that don't do nothing with it. She's got her own will and courage, and she's been through so much. You get me? The other day, she posted about her being suicidal. You get me? And having to get through that. And even me, I blame myself because I'm so on the works. Like she said, she wouldn't even see, man. Because I'm always helping people every day, blood. Yeah? There's a youth that's in the G circle, standing in the G circle, right? When he was younger, probably about, I don't know, 8, 9, them times there. Yeah? And his mum, amazing woman, you get me? Trying hard to fight for him, but he kept on running away. He got caught on a couple cases, you get me? And social workers were trying to zoom in to take him away. So I started mentoring him now, but at first he tried to do the runaway thing, you get me? But when we properly linked up, you get me? He come and, you get me? I used to take him to the police station to get his bail and, you know what I'm saying? Make sure he's doing his bail conditions, but I'm showing him bare stuff about the past, you get me? I'm showing him G.A.N.G when he was on the roads, and then what he's saying now, like, nah, that thing's dead, and I'm showing him certified man, you get me? and how they transition their life, you get me? And that's the works. And this is a youth that was a youth man in the G circle with, man. He's not gonna ever see me talk about violence to no, I don't, like, that's crazy, bro. Man could, that's what I'm saying, agent behavior. Like, man, them really need to, like, understand that we're not 16 anymore. Nobody cares if you're bad. No one cares if you can punch people up. No one cares about your gang ties. You get me? All we care about is, what are you doing as a man? What are you doing as a father? Are you an honorable husband? You know what I'm saying? Have you found your queen? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Because these are the only things that will matter in the long run. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is another video.
This G circle A. You almost time, yeah? So this is like going to my brother. So basically, I just want to introduce the world to my brother. Yeah? Come here, bro. You get me?
Yeah.
So this is like the first ever time, yeah, I'm meeting my brother is at this G circle A. You understand? So this is to all the ghetto youths out there. You know what I'm saying? It's mad. Who's brother? Who's brother? Who's brother? Who's brother? Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Next spot. Let's go.
Yeah, but that is the first time I bought my big broski on my dad's side, you get me? And obviously my big broski is original Brixton, you get me? But obviously my dad lived in Peckham, so all my big sisters, they're original Peckham girls. Yeah, original, like to the core, like, yeah, tear off next guy's wig and punch up man back in the day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's long. Well, my broski telling me the stories, I'm like, yeah, it's long. You get me? So it's like, man, really come from. So I managed to link up my big brother at the G Walk. You get me? So I might not even have bucked him, and I bucked him if it wasn't for the G Walk. So like, I've got so much to be thankful for, gang. Even with all of the negatives, like there was so much positive. Do you get me? That's just two personal ones for me, but there's so many videos. Like, man could make reels and reels just on the content. You get me? So this was Stockwell.
Hey, yeah? I'm like, you don't even know, G.
Man, them are mad still. Man, them are mad. Like, see when man say snitch link up, like it's actually humorous. Do you get me? Like, and this is why I'm just saying, I want people to see it because I want people to know what I had to split from. Like, you see, if I rob the community, see in Forever Family, for example, yeah. Let's say I go out on a patrol and I end up robbing some elder, yeah. I expect Easy, Fred, all of the man them to be like, blood, Respect's a hypocrite, bro. He's not really about this thing. Like, if I do something like that, I expect everybody around me. I expect Booney, I expect S, all of them, blood. Blood, they call content over everything. Yes, man. Content over everything's a no man. He's not a yes man, he's a no man. Yeah, you know how much I had to, and it taught me growth, but how much I had to kind of change myself or refine myself, yeah, within Speaker's Corner to be on point for my man. I always make man think about the decisions I'm making. I used to shout in people's face, does mad stuff. Like, but over the last, like, removing myself from that situation, I've matured as well. Like, last couple of years is really, and obviously becoming a full-time father, it's matured me a lot. You get me? Man's much more mature than I was then. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is where the learning lesson is for the next generation. When you try to build something like this, because we're building something that's never been built before. We ain't got a blueprint. I didn't have a blueprint on how to bring different men together. You get me? To try and guide the next generation. Now I kind of know that man would have had to really vet mindsets. You get me? Before linking up. But even then, you can still make that mistake because I think a lot of the problems that I had within the organization, it wasn't shown in the beginning. You know, like like someone when they join a relationship, they behave a certain way in it, but then when they're in the relationship, they just start being abusive. Like it's that, you know what I'm saying? You might have a girl she was all nice and that, then when you get into a relationship, you realize that she's being very manipulative, or do you get me? Like these are so sometimes I don't know what, like I will even take the community's advice on what else man could have done to avoid situations like that. Like how do I avoid that? Because I'm not gonna sell out my integrity for anyone, not one of you out there. I promise you, whether you like me or you don't like me. If you rob someone in the community around me, I'm onto you, cuz. And I'm at least gonna disassociate. Do you get me? But I should really expose you. You get me? I should really say this guy is pretending to be something that he's not. You get me? Because you shouldn't be able to be especially in community like Black Lives Matter and that. You get me? Like they're pretending to be activists, but they're stealing from the people. It's no different. It's just different amounts. And this is what I was worried about. When I see these sort of things, I'm like, what's man gonna do if there's 5 bags on the table? And what do we do when you set up a bank account and you go missing with 5 bags? Now we got to chase man down. You get me? Like, it's long. Do you know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? I clocked the play here. And for me, my mental health, for me to stay on a road that is trying to guide the new generation, for me not to have thoughts about having to defend myself, you get me? Or even because it's not even just defend myself. When I went to the thing with I went to support man's event. So basically this is how it went, yeah. We set up the G circle, then we done the G walks, which are on now, yeah. We set up the gang affiliated chat and the first 50 chat. And then we had the Libya protest. The mic got stolen, but none of us knew. Then we went around with the stolen mic, telling the youth them don't rob and abuse the community. And I still got the convos at the back and forth. So then after that, I suggested a split because Nay had already created something called G Riders, and they was basically riding out to the estates. They weren't filming on that; it was just a silent ride out. So yeah, they was doing that. So then we set up the G Grinders, and then that's how there was like 2 sides. And then my thing was like, we can split now, get on different missions, and then we can come back together later and show people unity. So I was just hoping that everyone over there, and I'm saying this, I'm not trying to diss anyone over there, but it's true, you get me? I was hoping that everyone over there, even if they didn't like man personally, was going to stick to the mission. Because if they stuck to the mission of guiding the new generation, we would have always been able to link up in some way, shape, or form. But the stamina that it takes to be a warrior and an activist, I genuinely believe that it's not really appreciated at the levels that it should be. It takes like a lot of stamina, like a lot of mental strength and mental fortitude to be an activist and to work for the community, especially when you're not asking for no cash app and no fundraising or no GoFundMe, but you're trying to have integrity and not ask anyone for anything but fund it to the best of ability yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? The only thing people can invest in with me, and I haven't done it for 2022, but I'm going to get back to it 2023, is the content that I create. But the works, I do it for free because it's from my heart, you get me? So I've never charged any mum for any form of mentoring or any form of intervention. How much do you charge someone for standing against youths with knives? Do you know what I'm saying? And getting youths with knives to say they're gonna leave a woman's son alone and riding out on your own. Like there's bare times, even during gang, where man had situations where I had to ride out on my own to youngers that was running around with knives. You know what I'm saying? But I do it out of the love. You know what I'm saying? And those times when I was broke and I was bumping the train to ride out for youths. But I do it for the love in it and giving my last little £5 for man to get milk and bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't say that to get any ratings or anything. I shouldn't even have been in that financial situation. But that this stream is about if I die tomorrow. So you lot listening now, you're here, love, love, love. But this stream is really gonna make sense when I die. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when everything is gonna make sense. Right now, it's just a stream. You just listen to it. You can talk foolishness in the chat. You can do what you want. This is for my children's children to look back and get insight into what I went through and how they can avoid certain elements. But yeah, this was a G walk in Stockwell. Yeah, so
So I'm like, this is our OGs on the stage, yeah? I'm like, you don't even know, G. What I'd give to see my brothers, them have no beef. Like the right stand together as our OT. We only got one enemy and that's the police. We came first, but the racers took our trophies. Look at the jewelers and you'll see where our gold be. I ain't stupid, I ain't looting, I ain't Stolzy. It's reparations, I'm just taking what they owe me. They don't want to see us so deep. They don't want to see us so deep. Have you sitting in a prison because you grow trees? Got you thinking you're a villain because you smoke weed? The politicians that be sniffing through their nose, please. That's why it's no justice, no peace. I'll ride for my homies and die for my coldies. Gang, gang, gang.
gang, gang, gang. I ain't lowly. You know me. I live my life for every OG. You get me? And I mean that. You see, everything I represent, I mean it, fam. Like, you lot are going to understand. Not now. When I go, that's when people are going to be like, oh, this is what Kid was on. You get me? Because if you clock the things that, like, I've tried to create, they're things that are going to blow up afterwards. For example, Police to Police Global. It's how to deal with police, the issue of police. Gang Unite. It's how to mobilize Mandem from the ends to support the next generation. Forever Family, how the community can come together to create protection when it's needed. Like, there's so many different elements that are not about now. That's why I don't fundraise. That's why it's not about money. This is about legacy. And when you're really trying to make a change, like, you have to know who's really for it. And I think you get that over time, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And there's so much that I don't say because I don't want no sabotage. But if you clock every move, like the music, a way to galvanize the youths, even Todd's music, I deleted all my things. And I remember when he first hit a bag, because I believed that Todd's would actually be able to wake up the warrior class. Like, my man came with talent. Even the F the Police tune, yeah, it's when the man them heard that they wrote the Set Tripping tune. You get me? The Set Tripping tune's inspired by Todd's. You know what I'm saying? When he came, I remember going to his black box with him. You get me? Like, yeah, mad thing. You get me? Like, the way that he was able to, because he just done the transition. Like I'm saying, and let's be serious now. Obviously, I bust some jokes earlier, but let's be serious. When a lot of the mandem was focusing on other stuff, because remember, after I bucked Nay, yeah, I bucked at the pot, you get me, in Tottenham, hub, you know what I'm saying? And then Nay's telling me, yo, my broski, he's sick, yeah, like he's sick lyrically and that, but like, and I feel like he's waking up, but like, he's still got like 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of thing. Like, I was like, yo, like, I was with Imhotep as well. I was like, yo, let's go see, man, innit? You get me? And I remember going, because I remember they had some racism on their, like, some people had wrote some racist stuff outside their yard, you know what I'm saying? And then man must have, I remember the first time bucking, like, I think it's upstairs, like there's an upstairs place, like high up. I think I was playing computer games, you get me? But I remember first bucking, man, you get me? And then I remember after that, just like the growth, blood, like, man, really see Todd's go from full trapper mode to having mad knowledge, and then being able to like balance the two worlds in music in a way that would have woke up a lot of youths, especially at that time. Like, trust me, I saw my man doing the thing, man. Anyway, yeah, like, so yeah, we've done this G walk. You get me? We linked up with the next G walk. Just one more G walk. You get me? Kenneth to Stockwell.
Man, it's OGs like you, son.
Yeah, maybe even if that can't happen, we.
So a lot of it's ego. If enough man can.
Yeah, Shaq Corleone, for those who know, you get me, real Brixtonian, you get me, original G. And when he had his court case, G.A.N.G gave him a reference. You get me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, him even reasoned after that, and even the training that we're setting up is man them that come from the roads that don't want their sons to jump on the roads, but still want their sons to be able to defend themselves. That we're setting up the training for. You get me? Because if they still get self-defense skills, then they're gonna have a level of confidence. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're setting up for next year. But you'll hear more about that in the Forever Family stream.
Can be quelled. Anything that can be quelled, anything that can be stopped is always going to be good as long as it's progressive. So a lot of it's ego. If enough man can quell certain things and stop certain stuff, they should.
They should. But even if that can't happen,
if they can't, maybe people need to work out what they got to work out.
Maybe, even if that can't happen, we can still sign in solidarity for our son. Maybe we can do that one. And that's why we're at it. Because it's OGs like you, man. Yeah.
For the younger generation.
That's gang. And that's generation.
Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah. Out here for the younger generation, blood. You get me? And the beautiful thing about that is, like, a lot of obviously our rappers, they're dehumanized by the media. Like, they're just on wickedness. You get me? So we was kind of killing two birds with one stone, or setting two birds free from one cage, because we was humanizing the man them, and we was also creating a platform for them to express something that they might not be able to express in their everyday music. Do you know what I'm saying? And every ends, the realest G's, that's what they're on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's mad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me get this now.
Interesting right now, you know. Like, he's a real one, but Ras is deep in the thing. And obviously, we're just moving it.
Yeah, let's get where's the part with me though, man? That's what I'm saying. I've at the G circle. Because if you clock the G circles, yeah, man's introducing everyone, because I know the community. I've been putting in shifts, you get me? This has been.
And we've got a lot of work to do.
Why? I can't find it. I'm gonna have to play another video and look for it. Because that's the part where man actually talks about the G Riders. You get me? And man even gives Todd his flowers as well. Alright, say nothing. Let's find something else. What's this one now? Alright. Alright, where is it? Yeah, those are all the clips. Alright, let me play some more of this. I'll get the next thing up.
And that makes man a legend, fam. You get me? Because man, no, it's not easy for the brother to come from the.
It's less about men, to be honest. It's more about what's after.
Come on.
Yeah, that's what it's more about. That's what it's more about.
Yeah, listen, and nah, yeah, this is the big thing, and this what I'm saying here, yeah, because there's got bare people in the chat and it's YouTube, it's a mad place, yeah. But I'm speaking directly to the people that care about youth violence in the community. Yeah? We spoke to Shaq Corleone and we spoke to Jada Souls, and they both said something very, very significant. And it was, okay, you man are protesting now, but what comes afterwards? Yeah. And what they was implying is that there are many people who will mobilize and try to get funds and clout. And I'm not saying anyone in particular. I'm saying Black Lives Matter. I'm saying a lot of people that seem to harvest off of the deaths in the community, but they're not building anything long-term that can solve any of our issues. Yeah. And I say that to say, right now you're gonna see a clip of Shaq Corleone and you're gonna see the clip of Judge Our Souls. Yeah, both of them put this question towards us. Yeah, and I can say, years later, both of them are proud of the works, because the beginning of Forever Family, people don't know, there was a meeting with, I had a meeting at Brixton Street Gym with Ben, and I think Carla was there, United Borders was there, Jada Souls was there, and then I phoned Mega, because by this time I'd been speaking to Mega, and we said we're going to get the people trained up, we're going to get vests, and we're going to start protecting the community. And I can say that both Shaq Corleone and Judge Our Souls can say they saw me on this day marching and protesting in the community, but they can also say now they can see that I didn't just, it wasn't a one day thing for man. Man actually carried on working no matter how difficult it got, and built up to a point where we're actually providing a service in the community. You know what I'm saying? Last year, we saved over 100 lives easy. Do you know what I'm saying? Easy. The amount of intervention and training, you get me? And this ain't for the YouTube, this ain't for the Instagram. This is real life. There's real life mums that can give testimony to our efforts. Do you know what I'm saying? The G line's still open. 2 o'clock in the morning, a mum might ring the G line and man's got to go out and help her find her son, or even sometimes just listen. You get me? And give her encouragement, because we've really got mothers out here that are battling with their children to the point where, you know, when you're going through a lot of stress, you have suicidal thoughts. When my children were kidnapped very recently, like, I had homicidal thoughts, but the homicidal thoughts were slightly suicidal because I didn't care what happened to me. Do you get me? If I couldn't get my daughters back, blood, I didn't even want to. Like, I was questioning life. It was mad. It's mad. You get me? But I'm gonna do a stream about that. So tomorrow I'm gonna touch on Forever Family. I'm gonna reason with the family first and kind of see what angle I'm gonna come at it from. And then the next day I'm gonna be doing what happened with my children and that whole situation. And that's just so I can drop off all the baggage, yeah, and I can go into the new year with no questions about anything. Because one of the things that I said after the thing happened with the mic, one thing that we set up in Forever Family was, I made sure that part of our company values was transparency. That was very deliberate. That was me learning from my mistake in G.A.N.G, where people thought they could rob the community and then they could say, oh, you're snitching if you say anything. So then they wanna just do bare fuckery in the community. Sorry to swear for the people, because youths might be listening. You get me? But people want to do skullduggery in the community. They want to rob the community. They want to push violence against people in the community that are not pushing violence. They want to bully people in the community. They want to antagonize people in the community. They want to force people in the community that are not about violence to violence in self-defense. Yeah. And they want us to keep it hidden, because if you say anything about it, then you're snitching. But this ain't the roads, blood. Like, this ain't roadman beefing roadman. Because I've already said that how long man come off the roads. So this ain't the roads, blood. Furthermore, I stopped the elder snitching by making sure the people brought back the mic, and I went and dropped it to him. Use my money to get to him, to drop him the mic. Use my money to pick up the mic. Yeah, so man didn't go to police. So you escape police from me. You get me? No, I don't know if they would have done a full scale investigation into the mic for him, but I stopped a man going to police, innit? So you can't tell me nothing. And I stayed silent about it for so long. But when people keep bringing me up, it's like, why don't you tell people the real reason why you keep on talking about me? Because you robbed the community and I split from you. That's it. That's what happened, man. Like, I just said, nah, that's bad energy. I didn't do a live stream about it. I didn't expose man. I didn't do nothing. I just went about my stuff. And then I'm saying, the people still got the audacity to say my name when you know that you're the one doing wickedness that you're trying to keep hidden. You need to clean out your closet, my lord. And that's real. And I apologize to all of them. You get me? Todd, Nay, you get me? Because I should have done better with my relationship with the man then. But for me, I could see man getting turned against man. Like, I could see it, like, because That's the difference between me and the other side. Like, man, I've never tried to turn anyone against any individual in gang. I've never told anyone don't support any individual in gang. I've never made it uncomfortable for people like my brother Fred to go on anyone's stream and support anyone's thing. I don't really care about who other people support, just as long as they're supporting the youths. You get me? That's what I appreciate. So, oh yeah. Sorry. My bad. Let me. So I should have had a couple spanners. I just didn't want to stop people from saying what they were saying about me. You get me? Because accountability is about. Folks, I beg you leave a comment, please, as well. Yeah, accountability is about. Yeah, so my thing is. Yeah. Yeah, so like I'm saying, yeah, whether people call me a snitch or not, I don't care. I care about the youths. I care about every child, yeah, that we failed, because we failed so many children out there. We had a youth named Tion that we was mentoring, and we failed him. Do you know what I'm saying? Every single one of us is failing the youngers every day because we're still keeping up the same behavior that the youngers are keeping up and claiming to want to guide the new generation. It's hypocritical. Yeah, and if I've got to fight for that and war for that, and if man take a problem with me for that, then that's up to them, bro. Because I'm ready to go against the whole world, every single one of you in the chat. I don't care about when it comes to integrity. Like, I genuinely don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love all my peoples, but if they ain't got no integrity, then it's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. And I don't care who likes it, you get me?
Come on. Yeah, that's what it's more about. What's the end result going to be? Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what you have to know. I know what end result.
It's real.
Nah, that's what he's saying. Okay, if you come out your house, you got the biggest Rambo ever seen for man. You're going to go shep up one of your own brothers, your own black brothers. But what's the end result going to be? He's dead, you're in jail, your man's balling, his man's balling.
So what are we going to do?
Well, who wins? The system. Look at, for instance, how they put, like, okay, look at the system plan now for black families. More children were raised up, no father figure. Why do you think that is? The system destabilizes the family from the ground up. Like, remove the dad, the head of the family, that's the dad. He's either in jail, the mom.
Big facts.
Go on, this
Yeah, look, yeah, this is Danny Malone breaking down the thing to judge. Oh yeah, let me tell you another thing as well. I didn't want to leave this out. So one time we're at HQ and the same member of Forever of gang, like, he starts with one guy. Remember, there's bare of us in it. You get me? And there's like this guy and his brother. So this guy's, they're in their twos. You get me? There's not a bag of them. They're in their twos. You get me? So anyway, then one of us starts wiling out at the guy. Yeah. Now in my head, I'm thinking, blood, this is not right. You get me? Like, you can't wild. But then at the same time, I'm in that blind gang thing at them times. So I feel like I'm still looking to back the man them. But in my heart, I'm not really feeling the behavior. And I've got to say, yeah, the same cowardice I say that other people do, I had the same cowardice for bare time. Because there's bare stuff that I remember seeing that I didn't think was right, which I should have spoke up about, but I just allowed it. And there's not even cowardice. It wasn't even shook. I was trying to keep the link. That's it. I was trying not to make the thing divide. So even though man was doing stuff that I didn't agree with, I was just turning not a blind eye, but I was trying to have patience and hope that man would change for the better. You get me? Anyway, they're sticking it on this shoot. Where. Blood, at one of the G walks, yeah? This is what Danny Malone told me. Danny Malone speaking to our souls right now, you get me? Me and Danny Malone done couple, that guy, yeah, he rolled out for the youths, yeah? Anyway, me and Danny's linked up now, and then we've gone to the G walk and that, and at the G walk, someone's came, it's what Danny showed, man, someone's come with the something for the same guy. So, and even the way certain people was dealing with me, I was thinking to myself, if man's so quick to push beef with man, and they can't look inside my thoughts and even know what I like, I'm not saying I am, but I could be a madman, I could be a serial. You get me? Anyone could be anyone. So I'm like, brother, man's gonna end up taking on beef from man when the man them ain't right. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was really like a gang, but it was a corrupt gang. You know, like me, I came up in a gang, but if the man then robbed the old lady, like man's not having it. Man's making sure man brings the thing back. Just say me, man rob an older man, man's gonna make man bring the mic back in it. Like man have to bring that back, and man should apologize as well. And then maybe we can move forward. But True Man didn't want to apologize. I said, I'm just gonna go my own way. Because the fact that you couldn't apologize just shows that you think that what you've done is okay. And we just can't be doing that. So I might not have exposed the individual directly, and I could, you get me? It's not even a thing where I can't. That's the thing, that it's just for the sense of class and the sense of unity in the community. And I don't have to. I can just say, all I'm doing in this video is not about exposing any individual. It's about saying why I had to remove myself from that situation and step down from gang, you get me, and build up G grinders. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's all I done. I stepped down. Them man said I'm a problem. Because we had the meeting. Yeah, we all linked up. This was also a mad thing as well. Another reason why I had to step back. One time I'm in the chat, we're talking about the robbery of the mic. Certain men are justifying it. And then all of a sudden, anyone who spoke out against the mic, they was getting kicked out. So Belly got kicked out. You get me? I think because he's COE's brother, in it. You get me? I think Booney got kicked out. There, man, started getting kicked out of the group, and I've had to add man back. You get me? And I'm saying, what's going on? Then the man then was all saying, oh yeah, you Facio, all of these talks in the chat. Man's like, what's going on? So we said, like, look, let's link up, in it. Boom, we've linked up now. We've linked up. The man them are politicking, but at that time, there was one gal, and she ended up doing Nay dirty. But at the time, she was rolling with my man, and I don't know what she said to him, you get me, but it was false, you get me? And he's upset with, I can't remember exactly where it was, but me and him was having some sort of argument about that. But then, like, he's my broski from long time, so he's put his hands on man, but it's like, it's nothing, like, with Nay, like, it's like, walk on, bro, like, you get me? But anyway, I think one of Jedi's brethren now has come and then got involved and then tried to grab man, as if I'm trying to grab Nay in some aggressive way, you get me? And then, boom, Leon, can't lie, man. My broski still, COE, he's come and had to remove my man. But you see, when I'm looking at that situation now, I'm thinking, blood, this is not what I brought the man together for, blood. Like, you see, the thing about our community is, yeah, it goes from 0 to 100 real quick. So you saw all that touchy-feely stuff that starts going on, blood. That leads to something. And the thing is, I feel like the man them on that side was just like underestimating everyone. You get me? Whereas the man on this side might have been overestimating, and that's not a good equation. Do you get me? You know what I'm saying? Cause me, I definitely weren't underestimating the what could happen if these arguments spill out. You get me? And then from there I said, all right, cool. One man on that side saying I'm the problem, right? You lot listen to logic. This is the end of the video. It's 11 o'clock. Yeah. So you lot listen to logic. I said at the end of Gang, this was one of the last meetings we had. Yeah, it was at the Art Centre in Tottenham. Yeah, we all linked up. Yeah, down the Black Zone. Yeah, where the Black Bookshop is. Yeah, and the man then really nearly got into a confrontation. And I said, at that point, I realized that I completely failed in the mission. This wasn't about Todd's. It wasn't about Booney. It wasn't about S. It wasn't about Jeds. It wasn't about nobody. It was about me. I failed. I tried to bring the man together to guide the new generation, and I haven't been able to vet properly. And now the energy is sour. You get me? So I said, look, someone on that side was saying I'm the problem and had convinced everyone that I was the problem. Obviously, me, I was saying the robbery of the mic was the problem, but that wasn't just a problem for me. Like, even if the person that robbed the mic apologized, I would still have a problem with how the other people dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? I can't lie. Like, I feel like we have to have that collective thought. Like, within Fair Family, you never see anyone do nothing like that. Like, it's long. Like, you couldn't rob a penny. Like, it's not that. Man's not here to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I set the principle. Like, I use this as an example of what I didn't want to get into again. Do you know what I'm saying? But recently people have been saying, oh, this is what happened with G.A.N.G. This is what happened. Respect's the problem. Nah, the problem is that man's got integrity. And just gonna touch on it, people out there that have molestation orders for abuse, non-molestation orders for abuse, I might not have exposed them, you get me? But if that's what you're dealing with and you're abusive to your partner, whether you're a woman to a man or a man to a woman, I don't have to support you. And I might not expose the abuse that you've done, do you get me? Because I've got integrity, but I can remove myself. So that's just a little touch on, for those who want to hear, you get me? For those who have asked, because bare people are asking me questions, but I don't want to get into that. So yeah, that was, yeah, so this is where Danny linked thing.
Blocks that boy. Man, you can even go around the car. I got this last night, you know. That were there. Bro, what we done there was mad. Yeah? People from my head now. We went to Hackney, yeah? Went to Hackney. We done the same thing. We went to action. We went to Hackney.
Yo, Danny, you know, Danny's fashion is unmatched. Yeah, we went to Hackney.
We done the same thing. But
yeah.
The night before the march at Hackney.
But this is big for us, you know. You have to understand, the only thing we're allowed to glamorize in our community is either sleeping with bag of loose gal, yeah, or becoming a footballer, or becoming a successful rapper. You get me? The man them actually rolled down in our community, Brad. We done something that's never been done before, and we can see and feel the positive influence that it's doing. You get me? And we can see the, I think, potential. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I'll be real. Me and Respect here, with 5 nights no sleep. I'm with the G.A.N.G. It's a young one, and mothers in the community. If you need help, we call the G.A.N.G. And one of the G's, the gunners, will come around and try and help the team. So we went to a block in Hackney to support the family, and they're out here today as well. Yeah? Tottenham as well. No, we went to Tottenham. So brother, we've been to Hackney, shut down Hackney. Tottenham. We're coming to the south. We're getting the maddest love. Everyone's saying my love.
It's action. It's action for now. That's cool. It's action for now. What's gonna happen here? This is what happens with everyone here. Let me tell you, this is what happens here. It's happened over the years. It happens for a week, then it's cool, then everyone forgets. So listen, what is here? It's the same vibe into physical building platforms is needed.
This same vibe into physical building platforms forever.
Get that into physical platforms, into better schooling, and
what you say? Training, self-defense for the women, to lick down the rapist right in his throat and his nose and his eyes. And he never knows, say she could strike him so fast because she's done it so many times, muscle memory. What you say? Training for the youth them that thinking they're on the roads, giving them the discipline to realize, man, don't have to carry a shank. And the youth them that never been on the roads have got the discipline to know they can defend themselves. What you saying? Training? Is that what you're saying, Jaja? All right, say nothing. I heard this. I said, say nothing.
Not the schooling, we own the schools.
We own the schools.
We own the music industry that we put so much into. We own the acting industry that we put so much into. We need to build our own thing, and then what we do with that, we then bring our children into that. When we do this over there, we're doing a G-system right here.
Yeah. So yeah, now that's passion for me still. Yeah, obviously I know a lot of people ain't gonna care still. It's a mission, not a competition. Come and tell them, Booney. Yo, if you're listening, if you're listening, put a 1 up in the chat because we're about to round down now. You get me? Trust me. Shout out SMFY. You get me? I got nothing. The online talking bad about man's brother's a bit mad still. I know man as an activist. I know man as a steppers. I don't know man as a man to cause wickedness on man's people. ever, as long as I know, man. You get me? So that's all I can speak on. You get me? Man, I feel like sometimes men might not know when they're easily manipulated, or sometimes people have always got secret hate in their heart. It's one or the other. But for me, I went past caring still. But at the same time, I wish I'd. You get me? Remember, my thing goes back. You know, Tottenham Hell, blood, the restaurant. You know, SMFY. You know, yeah, my thing goes back, bro. Like it's back. It's family, blood in, blood out. Like that was a real place where, man, like, I obviously mad love for you and Todd to get me, but like, man found a mother figure and a big sister figure that man never really tapped into at the time. You get me? Like, because me and my big sister, we got close recently. You get me? And my mum will get closer now, innit? But at that time, I was kind of on my own. You get me? So yeah, the family levels, just the respect from that. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna fuel into nothing that you're saying, bro. Like, you could call about it whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, them definitely should have everyone should have spoken up when we see that when one of our elders in the community was disrespected still, you get me? And that goes from the elder with the mic to Captain Rambo, you get me? And the man them should have spoken up when man talking about violence towards me, whether man like man or not. Like, man could never talk about violence towards Booney or anyone, you get me? Like, whoever's pushing it, I'm against that person pushing that, you get me? I don't care what next man said. Like, that's not where we're going over here. It's not what we came together for, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like peer pressure, you know, like that. Like, man are always like, yo, Ras ain't a road youth, but blood, I'm not even trying to be a road youth. And I feel like a lot of road youths are just subject to peer pressure. They're easily led, you know what I'm saying? They don't really think for themselves. Like, so they end up doing stuff that they wouldn't necessarily do. It's not their heart, but they're just following the crowd, innit? Or the popular person, or the more dominant person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's because of fear, sometimes it's because of love. But that's the only reason why a man can not be able to objectively see what's right or wrong when it's in front of man, you get me? And for me, you know, I've been doing this thing for 10 years, so I was going to protect my integrity at all costs, man. You get me? Because one slip up and man's gone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Let me just quickly play this last part. God, this really is how we're going to end the story today still. I might be able to find one more thing.
For Wood Green years ago, yeah?
10 years ago.
Yeah. Nah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah.
Right.
Yeah, I know you don't like to talk. Yeah, but obviously I want a 66 ball or something like that. But anyway, yeah. No, but this is serious, family. Yeah, this is serious. Because
Rise up the warrior class, cuz trust me, this done, yo. I'm better than this, so are you done?
This is the brother. If you know about G.A.N.G and North London, yeah, this is the brother that done the fucker link up tune for Wood Green years ago. Yeah,
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago, you get me? Yeah.
To be precise, and that was one of the biggest.
Say that again.
This is the brother,
10 years ago, man,
yeah, that done the fucker link up tune in Wood Green 10 years ago, and it was one of the biggest G.A.N.G tunes of that time. You understand? Definitely to this day.
It's mad. You see, this why this clip is mad, yeah? I'm not even gonna say too much. But like I said, yeah, there's community members, yeah, that man, like recently, yeah, like I just spoke to her today, funny enough, you get me, because I was watching the videos, yeah, and like I said, there's mums that are still having these same problems, yeah, and imagine, yeah, these youths were what, 9, 10 when we was doing this. They're 15 now, and they're getting into these same things that we're talking about now. But man's there to support them. I'm not there to run down next man that looks like me. I ain't got time for that. I don't care what a man said. I'm trying to run down these youths. And I ran him down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I made sure he knew I'm not going to give up on you, little bro. At first, he didn't realize. Yeah. And the connection we got now is priceless. You get me? And man, know that man can really, as soon as we can move forward, man can really help guide him to a better path. So, yeah, it's beautiful, man.
When I play it, I'm still bumping. But I hit him up, play him, please don't say my name in it. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So, but it's real life. I remember when I first met Nate, and Nate said, yo, my brother's a driller. My brother has got no time for this conscious thing right now, you know. Like, he's a real one, but Ras is deep in the thing. And obviously, we just move with the times. You don't watch nothing. You know what I'm saying? I buck Todd's, and I've seen this brother do such a powerful transformation. Yeah, like it like second to none. Second to none. Cause when
I don't cap when I talk. One thing about me, I don't cap when I talk. Facts.
I met my man. When I met my man, I was smoking ital spliffs alone. Yeah. When I met my man, I was eating straight ital like fruitarian. When I met him, my man is on that liberty now, where he's ital spliffs as well, and respect backslid. You know what I'm saying? And my man's still there. You understand, fam? So yeah. But anyway, yeah. Like I said, he went from saying fuck a link up to fuck the police. Yeah. From fuck a link up to fuck the police. When people see when people say the fuck when people see the fuck the police tune, they think it's negative. Yeah. Until I show them the backlog. Yeah. Like you have to know the journey. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, fam? Like, if you listen to the bars that my man's got, it's that real wake up the warrior class lyrics. This is the kind of lyrics where if the youth that are listening to him, all the drillers on the road, they're going to have some sort of wisdom. They're going to be moving a little bit sharper. Yeah? There's a lot of music that's gassing up the youth them because it's being made by youths that are already gassed up. They don't know no better. Don't get it twisted. A lot of them.
Yeah, he was making that same music that we're talking about. So we're not even judging them, but we're just saying that you can make a positive transition, you know what I'm saying? But that transition ain't a hidden transition. That's a real transition. Do you get me? Cameras on, cameras off. This is who Todd is, as I know him, you get me? Like, I see man in time, so I can't talk within that time. But for my new man was a thoroughbred still. Like,
didn't know no better, yeah? But now, the ones who know better, it's up to us as the community to support it, yeah? That is the main thing, yeah? So obviously my brother just come out with his CD, SLFY, yeah? And I want everyone there, from you at the tree, for £1 in your pocket, support my man's thing in it. You get me? Because if we don't support it, who will? Everyone talks this foolishness about these drill rappers. I'm gonna ask them how many conscious CDs they've got in their yard. They can't tell me nothing.
Come on.
So when my drillers stop making the drill and they come make your conscious music and then they go broke, what are you gonna tell them? Yeah? So if we're gonna see something more conscious, we gotta support it.
Are you not hearing that?
So yeah,
you hear what he's saying, man? It's deep. I don't want it to get lost, you know.
Like, so obviously I'm gonna ask man to drop a bar.
Man, they want to hear a rhyme then, yeah? That sounds like a concern.
Definitely want to hear a rhyme, Jesus.
But the CDs are here and they're 3 notes though, my bro, yeah? But boom, boom, boom. But the man already, yeah? Yeah, boom, boom. Fuck the police, dog. I told them that already. Poverty's got the man them out here moving wrecky. I know we scream unity, peace, peace, peace. But I'm under no illusion about how sticky these streets are. AM to the AM, I was out there, beating them. Now more time, I'm getting wave drunk with P and them. Me and certain pussy old youths here, friend. Cause I'm looking for a type of rule that I just don't see in them. Cause they claim they heavy, but they not. Yo, them boys Teddy, we ain't talking Brock shot. The young boys chase re-up. They don't want to be no cleaner, but they'll run through your yard with the mop like and what? Cause they been to have knots. Now they trying to have lots. You won't get the time back when they put hands on your watch. Look, right here.
Yeah, so the thing about Todd is he's like he told both sides of the story. So he said, look.
Lots. You won't get the time back. Like and what? Because they've been to have nots.
Like and what? Because they've been to have nots, but you won't get the time back. They take off your watch, you get me? So he's showing you why the youths are out here. The journalists, you get me? but then he's also showing the youth's blood, but you're not gonna get that time back either. So that double conundrum is important, man. It's important. I'm gonna wind down now still because
You know, yeah,
but
big
like,
brother's got a little brother. I'm gonna bring this.
Yeah. Gang.
You see, so that's my brother Todd's official. Yeah, that's the big brother. Yeah, and that big brother's got a little brother. I'm gonna bring this to the after this brother. Yeah, that big brother's got a little brother. Yeah, and that little brother goes by the name of Nay. Yeah, and the first time I brought my brother Nay is when we came back from brocking up the EDL at Tower Hamlets. We did get a beating, and I come back off the train, 7 Kings, and I see my brother Nay in Imhotep. And they were like, "Oh, where you been, fam?" I said, yeah, I just come from chasing out the EDL. And they were like, "What? Man's on that, let's get active."
step up.
From that day.
Step up, yeah? I don't know my man for no YouTube chattings. Don't know it. Never known it. Never known man can gossip like loose women. I know man as a stepper. Yeah? Stepper. One of the reasons why man feels like I'm so on stepping and ride out patrols and thing is because of that energy when I butt Nate, because he was just on stepping. Yeah? One thing I know about no chattings. No chattings. That you, I don't know about recent, but I know it was no chattings, no YouTube. You couldn't get my man to sit down. Even if you don't like him, man, he like, brother, what rest? Are we going somewhere? What we doing? Are we licking down the door? What we doing? Step up.
Hey there, me and my brother was on this activism team. Years went by. Like we broke into buildings together in central London, Elephant Castle. Like, no, it's a real thing. You get it? Yes, no, not buildings like that. You know, you have them, derelict buildings.
Yeah, there's no comeback. You get me? It's just there.
People them take over. You understand? And these are the things we was on a grassroots level. You know what I'm saying?
We were just trying to get a base, you know, like them squatters' rights. Like we got the HQ, like we was trying to get a base like that on a squatters' rights thing. You get me?
Like recently, obviously, as you know, everything is conflict and there's resolution in it. And the gang went through our own little piece of conflict.
Yeah, here's where I'm talking about what happened, you know. Yeah, so I'm finishing the video now, but here's where I'm talking about what happened. We have conflict and resolution. Look.
But like recently, obviously, as you know, everything is conflict and there's resolution in it. And the gang went through our own little piece of conflict. Yeah? And as we was going through our conflict, my brother Air wanted to keep the movement going, regardless of the conflict. You understand? I mean, we had a dispute on that. Yeah? But then, man, they kept it going. Yeah? And between my brother Nay, Maku, Jeds, Beefy, Moss, and some other generals, they formalized G-Riders, yeah? And they started riding out from ends to ends, yeah? No camera thing, no fame thing. Man's going to the blocks to link up with the youth them. You understand? Ends to ends. No.
Yeah? So these times, as you lot can see, yeah, there's obviously, yeah, there was a dispute. You know what I'm saying? Man was like, man can't move forward. Obviously, man said that, Leon said that, Booney said that, S said that we can't move forward until we put certain things right within the community. You know what I'm saying? Whereas other man was like, yo, you man resolve that within your own time. But brother, I joined this thing for stepping. So whoever wants step, man's gonna step with them. You get me? So that's the G Riders set up. And then the G Grinders set up with Hustler Far Right and Hustler's Holy Book. You get me? And we done the Melanin Market, which you're gonna see a clip of now, just before we cut this off.
North, east, south, and west. So it's like a G walk, but a silent one. Yeah? So I got to big up my brother name and give the people them a power.
Don't know. I ain't gonna say much. I'm just very proud to see where we've come from a year later. But it's beautiful. And many things are gonna happen still. I'm not gonna say too much because we're active. You get me? No face, no case. Gang to the world.
No big talking thing. No big long chattings. Alright, last thing, the Melanin Market. Alright, last thing, Melanin Market. So this is what the G.A.N.G, this is one initiative. Obviously, Swiss has come with Black Pound, so it's a much more efficient initiative to support still. But this was like the same sort of vision, but without the infrastructure.
Everything. Come off the road if you can't.
Hey, the red gang fit was horrible though, innit? Terrible.
G.A.N.G Millennium Market.
Yo, shout out, still.
Millennium Market is a concept which is basically we're telling the youth them come off the road, Leon. You understand? But can you tell that man to come off the road if you can't replace it with something else? It doesn't make no sense, innit? I'm gonna tell that man, yo, stop shotting, and then when he comes to me and says, yo, Ras, I ain't got no rent money, can I stay in your yard? What am I gonna say to him, man? Each one that I tell, remember I'm telling multiple people a message, innit? So I can't really tell no one to stop hustling, innit? But what I can do is I can tell man, invest in something else. Invest in what you love. You understand? Take a gamble. From the hustling money, put that little piece aside. Man, I'm splashing, but the splashing thing, splash on yourself. You get me? Invest in some sort of business. Now, when he sets up that business, he's just gonna be there with a man with a business, but where the people are just gonna support the business. So that's the concept of the Millennium Market. You understand? It's for community people who are helping the community to come and promote their businesses. Because a lot of the time when we do things in the community, there is no money for what we do. 9 years I've done this for not a penny, fam. You understand? So the people in the community that are doing the work, that have created the institution of teaching the people, we need industries. You understand? We need to be running our industries and stop telling the youth them, oh yeah, follow me, I'm conscious. They've got to see that, yo, Ras has got 1, 2 businesses and Ras is successful. So now, man might listen to what Ras is saying on a bias thing. You know what I'm saying? So the Millennium Market is a place where they can not only come and promote their businesses, but the community can come and actually support their businesses. And it's like a small black print of Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Because once we're doing it on a big scale, you know what I'm saying? Big performances, sound system. We can really take this concept very far. As you can see, the people are all around. You get me? And they're not just here. Enough youths them on the bouncy castle.
I'm gonna go take a look at it.
These are my people. What, you wanna come in? Come take a look at store. Man like me, General, Lava Squad, come out here working up and hide that quickly. For the fireman.
I know it.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what's this? Hey, what's this? Huh? Yeah, come on, fastly, blood. Millennium Market. Yeah. Make sure the eye can through there. You know what I'm saying? Happy around inside.
Already released that community. What our next step is to do right now, we're speaking to a lot of the ex-gang members in Bow and Hackney in their place.
Yeah, so you I'll put the drums inside.
Man, it's that I've gone on it.
Yeah, that's even bigger here.
I was hitting each other songs yesterday.
And Libya. And Libya. Feds were harassing the man them. You understand? The man them said, come over. It's on the T-circle going to down the road. They said, come over. And we came over there. When the feds they come back, they come back. You understand? So I'm trying to show, man. We rolled over and feds didn't come back and told them nothing again. But before that, feds wanted to tell them a lot.
Yeah, so yeah, this was the Millennium Market. I got one more video to play and then I'm out, you know, my people. But yeah, big up everybody that's tuned in today. Like, it's like big up everyone that's either watching this now or watching it back. Double showed up, you get me? Double and Azzy, you know. double and as.
My general, oh God.
Yeah, so yeah, double K down to the melanin market. Melanin market was powerful. But yeah, before I bucked any of these man, yeah, last one. So this is Young Respect. So this video is 8 years ago, yeah, with the legendary brother Minka, Carla's on the panel. It was a day after I went to link Judge Our Souls, and he was saying, bloody, he's not on the meetings, he's not on the protest. Yeah, if man's got actions and institutions, he's there. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually seen man grow in this thing. Like, I remember when he first met man, he just thought I was another guy that was got a gas. And then he see man in the G walk, and he's like, yeah, I ain't say nothing, but you got to build something. And then he see man with the patrols, you get me? And to see the man them coming together and training up. And I feel like my main thing, that's what I'm saying, like my main thing is to make all the big brothers proud, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because every single one of them inspired man to do what I'm doing. So yeah, like, and that's genuine, you get me? And like I say, I apologize to Nate, Hodge, Jeds, Maku, Beefy, for anything that man done wrong, you get me, where I didn't realize because it wouldn't have been intentional. But at the same time, I can't apologize for being Respect, who's gonna try and protect the community and protect the elders and protect man's own integrity. I can't apologize for that still.
I'm trying to show my brothers elsewhere, but that same thing after that video came to be, those youth, and if you go to the channel with my video, you can see for yourselves, those youth got the information and made a video and made the police flee themselves at 13, 14, 15 years of age. That area was stopped and searched once a week. Once we started operating there, we, not 99%, not 99.9%, stop and search has stopped in that area 100%. Boom, gone. Police don't come around there again because they know what they're going to be coming up against. They know what they're going to be coming up against. Yeah, they know what they're going to be coming up against. Brothers and sisters.
So yeah, so like, just for some backstory for that quickly, like I said, this is if I die tomorrow, so I just want everything to be understood. Way before G.A.N.G, I don't even know if BP was fully active these times. Man, before anything, BlackBerry times, this is BlackBerry times, you get me? Because man used to send the WhatsApp, not the WhatsApp, what was the thing that they used to call, man? The thing where you could send messages to everyone, you get me? Like, I've been on this work, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And way before I had any internet presence, like, I've been teaching youngers in the ends how to deal with police. And my youngers in my ends, 13, 14, 15, started asking the police if they're obliged to speak to them. And they made videos and the police had to walk away from them. Do you know what I'm saying? One time, Level would tell you when Feds tried to come to Kitso's yard and kick off his door, I sent out one broadcast, that's it, the broadcast. And 30, 40 man turned up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is before G.A.N.G, Forever Family, anything. Like, that list was a list of man them in the ends. Do you get me? The broadcast list. These weren't activists or anything like that. It was just the man them. But what I'm saying is the work has always been at man's heart. Do you know what I'm saying? And in the case that I die, I know everyone's going to have their opinions, but this is my story, innit? You know what I'm saying? And that could be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. This video is to stand as a test of time to my understanding of what happened with G.A.N.G.
I'm not into this talking thing in front of cameras. I don't know who's in the room, who's an agent, who's a CIA agent. That's why
I was paro for back in the day of my agents, you know, trust me.
I normally keep silent about what I'm doing. I'm not into this talking thing, yeah? Talking is irrelevant to me unless it's going to be helping our people to get to the state of action, because words without works is dead, yeah? Dead, assassinated. So what I've been doing, yeah, is linking up with the activists, the black activists within the community, yeah?
religious are people, yeah? Even some of them that you think ain't on this conscious thing, they're on it. Speak to our people, yeah? Even some of them that you do be connected when we're playing this game, yeah? And that's what I've realized. So I'm trying to create that connection right now. And most importantly, I've been going out to the gangs, to the bad man. You know, bad man that used to have gun on his lap. Bad man saying he likes the sound of black power. Because bad man said he wants to see his youth grow up in a society which is different from the one that he grew up in. That's what bad man saying to Respect Fire Bingy. Yeah? That's what bad man saying. Yeah? So this is something that can actually be done. We've already policed that community. What our next step is to do.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm not gonna play too much of that, you get me? But that's just my history, my roots, like I've really been on this thing, you get me? And with that, my people, you get me? Shout out Just BFBP, you done know. With that, my people, this stream is finished. Put your ones up if you're still here, so that man can just say peace and blessings to everyone that's here. I wish everyone, even the haters, the best new year. I wish everyone to be their best selves. I wish everyone to get rid of spite and hate and scornfulness. You know what I'm saying? And just concentrate on what it is you love, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like, it's a freeing thing. Like, next year, I'm going to just be getting closer to God. That's why I got this out of the way now. You get me? Closer to God. I'm not going to be speaking about people. I'm going to be speaking about ideas, man, and beyond the works. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time to hear what other people have got to say about me. I've just got to make sure that I'm doing exactly what I know is right. And that's why I'm comfortable with the thought of death. So don't be upset or frightened when you hear me talk about it. But the demons that man's fighting with, I have to have it as a reality, because otherwise I got to stand down. I can't step up against the system and be afraid of death. I can't stand up against bullies and injustice and be afraid against death. You get me? Like I said, my children got kidnapped. A man told me if I come anywhere near my youths, I'm going to get shot. And this is a man that is known to actually slap off his gun on a regular basis. But I couldn't care about that. I couldn't care about death. I still had to step out. Yeah, I had to say my prayer and step out into the lion's den. You know what I'm saying? When we went to the Battle of Trafalgar, thousands of racist guys wanted to kick our heads in. I saw the video on the way there. Yeah, it was sure death. But I still stepped out. Do you get what I'm saying? So you see, when you're living the life of really standing up and being righteous, you got to be prepared to be stabbed in your back. You got to be prepared to fall out with friends. You got to be prepared for everyone to turn their back on you. You got to be prepared for people to come at you with violence. And you got to stay on what you know to be true and right. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I've realized. So yeah, man's really, really, and like I said, this is just a level of transparency for my people. Do you know what I'm saying? And whatever people say about me after this, I don't mind, because I've spoke my truth. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm at one with that. And someone's got to stop the thing. But big up Johnny, Miss Gadite, She Kingdom, Dan, the Lil Dan, Hanana, Books, Shea Kingdom, Buddha Bing, 311, Abchai, Jordan M. My brother, you know. Yo, Jordan sent me a little message before this and it just had man strong, you get me? Psalms 91, the great honor and prosper. Lioness, you know. Empress Ali, Just Jazz, yeah. Nemesis, yeah. No, it's not even, you see, the thing is, yeah, you see, when you're fighting for your children, bro, you see, like, that's why I'm going to tell that story separately. But I could have done the wild out thing, and there was times when I even felt to do the wild out thing, because anyone can get guns, blood. And for my daughters, I'll definitely empty the clip. You get me? Like, I don't care if people believe that. Like, I don't even want people to believe that. But I just know, yeah, for my daughters, I'll go the full way, right? So, yeah. But at the same time, you do one violent thing or get caught for a violent thing, you know what I'm saying? Then you lose all chances of getting your children. So I had to go through the court process, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm the primary carer of my two daughters. But the most beautiful thing is, since the court case, me and their mum's now building up a better relationship. We're co-parenting well. and they're able to spend time with her as well. So I got the best kind of scenario if I'm really thinking about it in the long run. But yeah, obviously, you know, like I'm not going to talk about anything else. Like I got arrested because allegedly this guy said someone ran him down with something. I don't know who that is. The police haven't got any evidence that it's got anything to do with me. So yeah, that's about it. But at the same time, trying to be a bad man on the road, man, or just have man in jail, then who's going to protect my children? Do you know what I'm saying? So the roadman thing's dead, man. And anyone that's still going around saying, oh, this guy's not a roadman, they're still in that childish mentality where they're glamorizing something that's self-destructive to the community. And they're not in the position to guide any generation while they're still in that mentality. And that's not personal to anyone. That includes me as well. But yeah, I am thankful for all the prayers and all the support that I've had through that time. Even recently, like I've really had to just like this last 2 weeks, even doing this video, like I've just been on my own, like preparing myself, because this was a lot for me to do. Even talking about the situation with my children, it's a lot for me to even talk about. But it's something that I feel like I have to do because one, I just want to be able to inspire other fathers that are fighting a similar battle. And at the same time, I want to be able to express my love as a father and my journey as a father and what I'm learning as a father. And yeah, so that's why I'm going to tell the story. Yeah, so that's it, man. But enough love to everyone in the chat. Yeah, that's it, man. Like, I guess we're gonna end it like this.
Could bad man.
How should we end it? Yeah, the works is louder than words, man. Big shout out to the 54 likes. Big shout out to everyone that's come true. Yeah, I'm gonna just end it like that. Why not? Why not? But yeah, people, man's out. So yeah, tomorrow is another day, and we work to strive. You get me? To be better. You get me?
Now, and most importantly, I've been going out to the gangs, to the bad man. You know, bad man that used to have gun on his lap. Bad man saying he likes the sound of black power. Because bad man said he wants to see his youth grow up in a society which is different from the one that he grew up in. That's what bad man's saying to Respect Fire Bingy. Yeah? That's what bad man's saying. Yeah? So these